Got a special guest with for y'all tonight, Coca.
Cocaine.
You know what I'm saying?
No
So we're
fake
gonna have a
off.
good show tonight.
And
Hey, and then look, man, I'm tapping in from on tour, man. You know, tour 99. You know what I mean? Me and Fly out here burn these streets up and shit, man. But
You know, cause
yeah,
of doing that. Where y'all at right now? Y'all
Milwaukee, bro. We in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We just burnt the shit down to 10-0. You feel me? The night
That's
before
what's up.
that,
That's what's
we
up.
was in fucking Montana, Bozeman, Montana.
When y'all
tomorrow we got
when
tomorrow
y'all
we got
coming when
tomorrow
y'all
we
coming
got
back this way?
Chicago. Tomorrow we
Uh-huh.
got Chicago, and then after that we got Detroit.
Oh,
So
y'all in the
Wow.
Midwest heavy. Y'all in the Midwest heavy right now.
yeah, heavy. You need. But
Okay.
we got to keep the podcast going. So thanks to Kushboys. Thank goddamn Lady Divinity for showing up and showing out. Let's give a shout out to our other fucking co-host,
network, go there.
Network. He's
Network.
busy.
Shout out to Network.
Shout out to Network. He's
Network.
busy. And let's give a big shout out to the Coin Academy, man. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Laylaw.
Shout out to
Salute
our
the home
Coin
team.
Academy.
Salute to the home team, Coin Academy.
And our
Yeah, I
sponsors.
mean,
We
big
are
shout-
sponsored by Earl Stevens Selections, E40. We are also sponsored by Royal Blunts. And yes, we are powered by the Coin Academy.
Yiddy.
Welcome to Smoke a Lot Radio.
And we got the Kush Boys in the house.
We got the Kush Boys and we got Cocaine.
Here we go.
Hey, so check this out, man. Cocaine. I got a nickname for my brother. I always call him Peruvian Flake because I always wanted to name the album Peruvian Flake. He never took me up on that. So we're going to leave that to the side. But Cocaine, yo, is the most legendary West Coast dude that you could fuck with as far as this music shit, bro. He's every angle, like literally from singing to rapping to if you want to go to the street shit, it's gonna get there too. A legend. But bro, it's the perfect blend. You know what I mean? Like the triple threat. You know what I mean? You gotta have the look, you gotta have the motherfucking rapping, the whole shit. He's a triple threat, my nigga. Period. Fuck with everybody. You know what I mean? From Snoop Dogg to Easy E, the boys. You know what I mean? I think you ended the beef between Snoop Dogg and Easy and them when you and Nate Dogg and them finally did a song. I think it was on my album actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Thugged Out the Aberration. You know what I mean? That y'all both got on the song together for the first time, but Cocaine is so legendary, bro. He bring the soul, he bring that Parliament funk, that funk, my
that
nigga.
genius.
We
That's supreme work ethic.
like
genius.
everybody want to go with the hypey shit. We got the funk. The Bay is the funk, my nigga. LA is the funk. And this man is the face of the fucking funk, man. Welcome back, alumni.
Appreciate
Cocaine. Thank you, bro, for showing up and showing out again, man. Welcome back to Smoke a Lot Radio, my brethren. Yada.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for having me again, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So first,
hold on, talk your shit, LQ. Go ahead.
No, first things first, man. We glad to have you here, Coco, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to, come promote the new project right here. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Kokenstein. It's a trilogy. It's a 3-album trilogy. That's what we're here for. That's what we's on the table right now. And we want to get into that, man. The work process, your thought process, and that. You know what I'm saying? You spread your wings, man. And we loving it. And we want to know all about it,
Man, well, first of all, I want to big ups to the Smoke a Lot Radio Show. Thank you for
Yes,
having
sir.
me.
Yeah, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Gratitude. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
I want the fans and the streets to have an experience with Cocaine. Because I do albums all the time. For the last 35 years, been doing it. Didn't take a day off. And I wanted to show my gratitude to the streets and the fans because I always made music for the streets. You know what I mean? That's just me. And first it was a double album, but then the universe told me to turn it into a trilogy. It's actually almost 4 albums, 37 things on there. But I squeezed it down and I wanted to go back to the past to bring it back to the future. So on this particular project, we used a lot of live instrumentation. When you look at those eras from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, wasn't nothing like it because it was music with substance, heavy tones. We used to have to use the 2-inch tapes. So I wanted to go back to that type of era because, in my humble opinion, and this is just my opinion, the digital AI thing made it thin. And ain't nothing wrong using their services because that's the way it goes nowadays. But like Inspector 12, why fix it if it ain't broke? So what I did is really took my time with it. And I put out a single called Monkey Wasn't Funky. It's kind of like Knee Deep. But then when the COVID and all that shit came along, I had to pump my brakes a little bit and wait. And I wanted to put out in 2024 after I put out we put out the Sugarcane Project.
Yes.
With Sugar Free and Ted. And then Dr. Kokenstein was a perfect fit for this type of situation.
Agreed.
And, I got my usual suspects. I got my daughter. She's incredible.
Definitely
Because if you really know me, I'm all about family.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And, to be able to run my company, because I run a company called Buddy Boy Entertainment. And what makes this special company, good for me is that many years ago, we kind of picked up on the Prince Napster thing and created our own BuddyBoy.com site because we knew the way the game was going. And to educate the people on there, corporates put out a propaganda thing saying we're losing all this, but they don't know, half the industry didn't know that they were brokering equity on those streaming companies and getting bank off advertisement. You see what I'm saying?
Talk to them.
So we knew that, getting 0.05 was inconceivable to our get down. Now, it wasn't overnight when we started this process. It didn't take overnight to build a pyramid, but we knew in order to control the autonomy and independent, we had to step aside and play chess, not checkers. And that's what we did. So we built up a substantial amount of people so that way we could use the power of one thing, direct marketing.
Amen.
So we did that, and we put out this project in a timely fashion. It's 3 albums, and it'll take you on an adventure. Like when I first started this game, the reason why my cousin named me Kokane, Code 187, 1989, is the simple fact that when you hear Kokane, you can't just put a tag on it. He's not just a rapper. He's not just a singer. He's more so a musician. So that was the whole tag. And learning from Eazy-E as far as the independent, that's what Buddy Boy is really a subsidiary of Eazy-E's, Ruthless Records, what we learned. So the project is out right now. And in order to get this project, you got to go specifically to my site. No middleman. Go to my site to get the full length album. Now, I will play the devil's advocate. I'm not going to here to shit on the corporates. I'm not here to shit on the streaming companies. I do use them, but instead of them using me, I use them. So I will put out singles. So that way on a broader range worldwide, it can reach. But it's only in reference to bring them to my own Mecca, which is my Buddy Boy site.
Talk to him.
So that way it's more of an intimate type of dealing, just like we used to do. Back in the days before the internet, it was beautiful. We used to go, do snipes down Crenshaw and all that shit, and wherever you at in Oakland or anywhere. And it was more organic. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't sign an autograph on a digital copy. You can't.
True.
And it kind of became Terminator AI, so we wanted to, let them know that, hey, ain't no AI cocaine. We're going to bring you back to where you can physically touch some things. So we created our company and it's doing good. We put out this project. And we also, if you want to do digital, you can also get the Adventures of Dr. Kokenstein on Buddy Boy Digital, not iTunes, not Apple. So that way we control the purse and the autonomy, because it was a while where I spent money. The 2000s was real good. That was the last before the internet came in. You see what I'm saying? And, when this situation came in, it kind of changed the trajectory of the music industry. But we had to go back to the essence. And we picked up on Prince. Prince was talking that shit, talking about Napster, where it's gonna come. And Michael Jackson was talking that shit. But before they clipped them both, it was too late.
I mention that often. Why was the biggest guys in the game, who's lasted the longest, was so despondent with the old system.
So instead of doing the Mr. Bojangle tap dance with your Spotify plaque looking good, but you only get 0.05, you understand? We want to empower people because the game is to be sold, not told, but there are certain things according to a season to where you're supposed to give up the game. Now, everybody ain't going to listen to it, but all sperm cells don't get to the egg, Pippin. If we can reach one that understands and it articulates to their intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom equals power. So we want to empower our people because at the same time, me stepping away and allow you to buy my full-length albums, and with the artists from Ice Cube that's on the Dr. Kokane, Corrupt, you know, my daughter, Jay Worthy, just a lot of cats. I don't like the name drop because I want you to get into the album, you know, so you can be surprised. We now can empower ourselves to when we sell records. It's like, for instance, my record costs $100 on the pre-sale orders. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to tell you what number we did because it's nobody's business. But at the same time, I'm projected to sell at least 40,000 units at $100 a pop. Now the record is 120. So versus you selling 1 billion streams and only getting the 40,000, that don't add up.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
somebody else in Switzerland and over here getting money, and then they banking off the advertisement, and you ain't getting cheap shit from Apple Butter.
Preach.
No, we want to be able to take these things for things that we learn. Maybe we beat people to the punch, but we still want to empower our people. Not everybody, those that are able to pick up on it, to be able to say, you can create your own lane. I'm not going to teach you how to fish. I'm going to show you how to get it on your own. And that's one thing that makes this company of mine powerful, because it's a family oriented business. It's ran by my family. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing that that helped me ground my wire, because life will shock your ass if you don't ground your wire. It was with my wife, it was with my children, and we stepped out the limelight to get it right, then hop back in with a new innovative approach to where the artists can actually reap the benefits for their hard work, because we spend a lot of money behind this situation, and then this person is getting your stuff, this person is getting your stuff, and you ain't getting shit, but only putting out videos on YouTube, not monetizing. Now we become our own distributor. We become our own everything, you know, as far as broadcast station and everything. And we take the power out of Sound Trust. We take the power out of Sound Exchange. Do you understand? Because you really don't know what the numbers is. You know, they can do this. But at the same time, it's not for me to shit on them. They can be utilized in a different way, you know, but the playing fields have to be fair now. So with Buddy Boy Entertainment, the playing fields are fair. And besides being on a lot of people's stuff, I mean, if you want to hear Kokane on Spotify, guess what? I'm always on Hooks.
The most featured hip hop artist.
Yes, sir. So
wow.
it's about empowering your people and leading by example, not just a sample.
Well, since you started with NWA, I was just curious. Do you plan on working with Dr. Dre anytime soon again?
Well, if the universe permits it, you know, but whatever I done with Dre, you know, prior to his death row situation, I was privileged to see those gentlemen work in the late 80s. You know what I'm saying? We was in a little bitty office in Canoga Park to move into Westlake in Calabasas, and to be able to see them grow and me be a participant is a beautiful thing, because when I came to Ruthless, it was 1989. I got signed because I did a 3-song demo in Pomona, California at Jimmy Hot Track Studio. Shout out to Jimmy. He didn't want you to touch his board either. So it was Hutch that did it. Gomac, KMG, Chaos was there. because they the one who brought me to the table. To
For those who
lay
don't
law.
know, the original members of
Yeah.
Above the Law.
Yeah.
The law.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Yeah. So once I signed that, you know, it didn't take long for me to get signed because just like lay law and Above the Law felt that I was different. And that was a blessing for me. I'm very grateful because they could have did anything. You got to be grateful for the little things.
Mhm.
So I did a 3-song demo. It didn't take long for me to get signed because they felt I was different. This nigga singing, this nigga rapping. But I started my career in 1984 singing and rapping
Yeah. See,
because it was the best of both worlds.
where'd you get your first inspiration to get into music from? You know, it's genetic, ain't it?
Yeah, I had the cheat code.
Mhm.
It was better than my 23 chromosome, pimpin'.
Say that.
Real talk, because my dad is Jerry Buddy Long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jerry Buddy Long Jr. That's why I got the name Buddy Boy Entertainment.
Love it.
My father was a great composer and writer at Motown.
Mm-hmm.
And his works include Just My Imagination, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, Still Waters Run Deep, a slew of hits from Motown Records. Norman Winfield, Holland Dozier, commonly used Jerry Long because he was considered a musical genius, went to the same school in Paris as Quincy. And in fact, they got his plaque next to Amadeus as the most musical genius in the world. Real shit.
So will you say you picked up the work ethic from time spent in the musical household?
Yeah. I mean, and when my grandparents, I lived with them because of reasons I can't say. It's a little bit more deeper than you think, but I plead the fifth on certain things because
As you should.
it's some real deep shit.
As you
But I lived with
should.
my grandparents, and my grandfather was a tap dancer. His cousin was Charlie Burt Parker,
Mhm.
the great saxophone player.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just like
Bird.
all this music. But at the same time, people got to know, back in those days, the mob ran a lot of shit. So it was art. It was a handpicked artist that was actually getting their shit, and it was some most artists that really wasn't getting their shit. You can get chipped. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm not gonna go say no more.
Yeah.
But at that time, that's the way it was. It's a little bit different now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But I lived in every suppressed environment that anybody would.
Mhm.
I have a story to tell, a testimony.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean? And I always kept that hidden because of the embarrassment. Being on blue chip stands welfare, seeing moms on drugs, correcting herself, seeing her ass get beat, every day. That fear was on me until my grandparents stepped in and intervened and said, no, we're going to do this. And there's reason why I had to live with my grandparents. I would
But you got that
explain that in my
structure.
book.
Yeah.
It was deeper than well shit. You understand me? So I lived with my grandparents and we grew up in Pomona. First, when I came out here, I was actually born in New York. I was going to be born in Paris because my dad and my mom was working. My mom was in the 60s, a singer, but they moved to New York. And then from New York, they had some work in Detroit because, Motown was in Detroit.
Of course.
But then I make an exodus real early as an infant to LA. I first moved to LA. And I used to live on Hauser, West 29th Street. I was even living in NHB Hood on Arlington. I lived in the jungles, Pomino Block, all that as a shorty. But my grandparents was like, we want to get out of LA. And this was in the 70s. We want to get out of LA because she was like, they was tired of it. And they wanted to move to Pomona. You know what I
That's what a lot
mean?
of blacks
But
were doing
what
at that
they
that
don't
time
understand, they moved out the frying pan into the boiler pot. Because Pomona was a small city, the last out of LA County, and people used to call us country, but we had to kick up dust. And I grew up on the west side of Pomona. So even though I had a grand glorious career, my father, but still had to go through everything.
Yeah, didn't protect
All
you
the
from
suppression,
Yes.
being around banging and we had break dancing and all those good things, but there was always an outlet in Pomona, spot called Grand Central Station. In order to come to the LA County Fairgrounds, it was in Pomona. So we had all those things where half the niggas I know from my hood, Trey 57, they used to pop lock and break. you know. And then my brother Bilal, you know, he was a real one, but he went to jail in the 80s, and he got out now. He did 31 years, man, 11,200 days.
Salute and welcome home, Bilal.
Yeah, and he did his
Mashallah.
book. He lived up there, mashallah, inshallah. He ran up there and did his thing, but we had an outlet that it helped us. We had the free lunch programs. I was Karam's champion. You know what I'm saying? But we did good, and we had that outlet and iced tea, salt and pepper. All the cats used to come to Pomona, to the LA County Fairgrounds and Grand Central Station to perform. So that kind of helped me. And a lot of people don't know, prior to signing with Eazy-E, I was first going to sign with Bobcat in 1988. DJ Bobcat. Shout out to DJ Bobcat.
Shout out to Bobcat.
And a year,
put me in the game.
Yeah, a year before that, I was with my Uncle Willie Hutch in Canoga Park, but he didn't like the type of music because, you know, he was like, brothers gonna work it out. Yeah. I choose you.
He do that
player. But we
Oh.
was like, motherfucker. He was like, hey, man.
That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, so we went on.
You hear that? You hear now we get a depth of your upbringing. You did an excellent, or is doing an excellent job with embodying that and channeling in your music. I want to know at what period in your life will you discover you know how to channel all your experiences, the suppression, the, you know what I'm saying, the family dysfunction, the personal, you know what I'm saying, struggles and jihads. At what point in your life as an artist, because I consider you as an artist, did you learn how to channel that? Because you do an excellent job at reflecting, bro.
Well, you know, you never can climb the hill by yourself. Anybody say I'm a self-made, you're a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
Because somebody there is to help you. And I had Hutch and Above the Law to go ahead and lay law to really believe in me. And then I could say, you know, Hutch could have said, nah, I ain't messing with you, whoop-de-whoop. He brung me in. And he knew I had that in me. So out of every Jordan, you need a Phil Jackson. Out of every Magic Johnson, you need a Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying? That goes hand in hand. And he challenged me. The fellas challenged me. And it was something that they drew out of me that was already in me. You know what I mean? So I'm always showing gratitude to people that was there to help me
in your growth,
in my growth, in my creative growth,
in your journey.
Yeah. So that really was the mission statement of me just trying things, you know, because they said, man, you crazy, man. That's a perfect name for you, Kokane. When you when they hear your music, it's like they on cocaine. You know, because the nigga do Rick James, which I call Sick James. Nigga do George Clinton, which I call Porridge Clinton.
Like
so we didn't want to just sample them, and we were inspired, just like they were inspired by George Clinton. I mean, just like they were inspired by James Brown and Sly and the Family Stone. Music is recycled. We always should inspire each other. And at this point, duplication is the best form of flattery.
So let
me ask you this, Coca. It's powerful what you said. There's no testimony without a test. You got signed in 89. You grew up, you know, with that DNA from your father being a Motown legend. But what was the igniter for you? What was the artist that you was like, I got to do this, and you developed your style the way you developed it? Who was that artist, like, in terms of, you know, early stages of hip hop, or what artist really struck you to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this?
Parliament.
There it is.
Funkadelic. See, in the 70s, a little bit past the mid 70s, the mothership coming down, like, I was a little shouty. I thought they were aliens. You know, they talk about aliens now, but back then I was already on these are aliens. And at the same time, when Rappers Delight and all those cats came in, Grandmaster Flash, it's the best of both worlds, put it like that. So I used to try to rap, and I used to try to sing. And then I kept practicing. Practicing makes perfect. It's some great basketball players on there, but it's a reason why Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest, because they get up 4 in the morning where everybody just came from the strip club coming in at 7 o'clock to practice.
Thank you, Coco.
No.
Niggas don't think they have to.
Whatever is inside of you, greatness comes through consistency and practice.
Right.
And if you stay in the rhythm and don't get off beat, things start talking to you. So when I write records and been doing stuff, it's amazing that I'm creating it, but then the creations start creating me. It's like looking in the mirror. It's weird, but it's real. And that's the things I grew up on. Like if I can't go into a room and I just got to think about it, I'm not going to come up with it. I always have to have a vibe. And that's been my whole thing since I started my career in 1984. And years later, over thousands of features, I still have the same attitude of hunger. Never lose your hunger, especially if you're making money. Nigga make the money. Money don't make the nigga. Real talk. So I always at least kept that balance. And I had people around me to humble myself and say, nigga, you ain't shit. That was good for me. Because I didn't take it in a bad way. I took it in a way that I don't never want to get comfortable. I always want to stay on my 10 toes and come with something fresh.
Build your character.
Yes, sir.
Well, it sounds like with your background, you were destined to do music. But if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing instead?
I like giving to people. I know. I picked up and did some things with Crip Mac because I love how people are able to give, because I believe one soul is not what you do for yourself, it's measured what you do for others.
Amen.
Right.
You know, if you become selfless as opposed to selfish. And I tend to gravitate towards people or things that I see. I follow in my instinct. Like we got this young man up here, Money Bags. You know, I see something in him. You understand? And we just did something called the Blue Team. And that's what it's about, you know. I love how the youngsters are doing their thing, but we were raised in the age where, you know, if it was 13, 14 gangbangers outside and grandma came outside and said, take that shit down the street, we say, yes, Miss Gracie Lee, and took it down the street. But now, because of the internet, it really seduced people into be more disrespectful. And we better than that. We was raised in that. And I'm telling the youngsters, y'all better than that. But I have a saying, show me where the music is, I'm going to show you where the landscape of the hood is. That's why it's disrespectful. We got to get back into incorporating a balance. Nobody's not asking nobody to say the Lung Foundation. Nah, I don't do that. But at the same time, you can see a Training Day movie and you can see a Malcolm X movie, and they both popular. You can see NWA saying "fuck the police," and then you can see Public Enemy do our X Clan, and they was popular. If we have too much tilting towards the negative side, the universe can't answer that because it's unbalanced.
Right.
You need the balance.
Now
Well,
we
like you
getting
said,
back
with-
to that balance.
Like you said, with the internet, you know, that's a huge factor. So with, you know, how negative rises to the top. So
Right.
when people are doing negative things, they're getting more attention for it. So
Right.
how do you think we're going to be able to combat that and get back to what matters when everyone's just focused on getting as much viral, you know, becoming viral or getting the most views?
Well, it's a season. Everything happens according to the season. You can't rush it. You can't slow it down. Everything comes in a loop. And right now, 2024, with all these things that happen in the world, from them spending monies on wars that's supposed to take care of homelessness and families in the streets, people are starting to wake up, not just from our generation, but from the young generation. All they want to show on news is the youngsters getting handcuffed and all that shit. But they don't show the positive side of it because it's not good for clicks and different other things. But we have that. You got to be bold enough to say no. You know what I mean? You got to be a cornerstone piece. And that's what's happening right now. And it's a privilege to see the youngsters really waking up, you know, telling, you know, it's not all about having your ass in my camera shot when I'm talking to the people on some real shit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this is an entertainment business. Whether you do a pimp song, gangster song, this is an entertainment business. But what we saying, we encouraging those because music is a powerful element of influence to be able to incorporate some good shit, testimony, storytelling in your stuff because that's the era we come from. And I don't like to compare. I don't do that. Our era was bigger than this era. This youngster's bigger because at the end of the day, it's not going nowhere. We got to be able to hold ourselves accountable as OGs, lead by example, not just a sample, and to incrementally show these youngsters, hey, we love you, but at the same time, give it to them real.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give it to real, and that's something I do incorporate in my own household because it started at the house, and being the most featured artist primarily was to inspire before anybody my family. Period.
Excellent, solid inspiration.
That
Can't
is-
beat with that
I
chemistry.
was going to
I was
ask
gonna
Coco,
tap in. I was gonna tap in on that.
based on the internet,
You hear
you
me?
know,
What's
Yeah.
up?
and
Yeah,
how we've
we can
been
hear you.
programmed, you
Can
know,
y'all hear me? Cocaine,
leaders
can you hear me?
assassinated.
Brother,
I'm glad Cocaine landed on that because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we gotta let the people know that
Yeah.
like hip hop is worldwide. Hip hop is multi-generational. So the new shit that when they got the youngsters against the young against the old against the young, that's bullshit. Hip hop has taken over the world and so many like literally like people is doing hip hop better than we doing in America, like overseas. So once we stop losing touch with what we brought to the table and start going with young and old and all this little battle shit, we lose touch with what we created and what we brought to the table that changed the whole fucking world. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna have the Asian trap, the Mexican trap, you're gonna have the Afro tech and all that shit taking over while we over here going over young against the old. They are focusing on our shit and mastering our shit. While we like, this one, I'm older. Oh, you're younger. Oh, fuck that. Hip hop is hip hop, no matter if it's younger or older. We all one culture. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That bullshit need to be erased. All that young, old, all that shit, because everybody else in the world is just going with the music. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I'm glad you brought that to the table and said that the OGs, we're here to help. We're here to give the game, pass the baton. You know what I mean? Y'all just need to holler at us. We the ones that been in these fucked up deals. We could tell you what type of deal is good and what type of deal is not good. We could give you the game of what promoters are good and what promoters are not good. As far as JT promoters, we can take you the game. Get your merch from here. Go downtown LA. Go this instead of ordering overseas. You could go this and get. We'll give you all the game for free 99. You know what I mean? But you gotta ask, and you shall find. Y'all don't fuck with us. Y'all like, they ancient, they broke. Fuck them old niggas. But the niggas that's rich like you ain't giving you the game. They pimping you. They got you in a 360 deal, and they taking all your fucking money. But you looking up to the niggas with money, but they ain't passing the game down. The niggas, the OGs, will pass you the game because we don't give a fuck. We got the money already. We don't need your money, nigga. But the people that you under need your money to survive. We artists. We got money coming in. We ain't no motherfucking. We got talent. More of the story. We got talent. A lot of people that's milking this shit don't got talent. And they won't give you the game because if your talent outshine the business, then you fuck them completely over. Because all they got is business. If you got talent and business, you X them out the game. So that's why the Prince is gone. That's why Mike is gone. Because when you got business and talent, hey, you become a headache. So get the game from the OGs, man. We're here to give it to y'all, man. No Frank Ocean, but we're here to pass the game on. We ain't here to hate. None of that shit. Fuck what y'all hearing. That's some little suck ass shit that they doing on the internet. We here to elevate y'all and fuck with y'all a long way. We love what y'all doing. We ain't hating. We love Drake. We love all no Frank Ocean, but we love all the new artists that's coming elevating this shit. And it's like when Jordan came in the game, right? And then people say, oh, well, LeBron and them is making more money because Jordan and them opened up the lanes for y'all to make more money. Nigga, same with the old school art. We made it like niggas like Luke Skywalker. Niggas went to court for y'all to be able to cuss on records right now. Like really, like nigga got banned in the USA, all types of shit for y'all to do what the fuck y'all doing right now. To get the money y'all getting. The old school artists sacrifice. Jordan and them sacrifice for Brown and them to get
Take it down.
100 million when he come in from high school. Jordan didn't get that, but he created that way to where Nike could give him 100 million.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nigga, Nike was a run and shoe company before Jordan came over there. That was a fucking track shoe.
Right.
Jordan was the first nigga that fuck with Nike. Now look what Nike could do after Jordan left the game. Right? Give LeBron 100 million off the rip. This thing ain't played one game in NBA. Come in with $100 million deal off of some shit that Jordan created. The OGs created. Let's not forget that.
Right.
Let's not forget that. So we still pass the game, and we will open the door for the game to be passed on. Right?
Okay. I tell all the youngsters, long money is better than short money. You know what I'm saying? It's about longevity. It's like because y'all eventually be our age in the 50s. And we you know, studying Tupac, studying everything. We don't want you to be 3 Pac. We want you to live because Pac will want to live, won't want you to live. And if anything, let us, you know, inspiration for motivation is elevation. And your attitude determines your altitude. You got to have the right attitude. You can't come in here perpetuating a bunch of insecurities. And excuse my language, no disrespect to the young brother, but you can't have this Jacquees attitude to Keith Sweat. It don't work like that. We never did do that. I mean, there's things that you choose to do, you know what I mean? But you got to be able to learn. And at the same time, it's accountable for certain OGs. Not all the OGs are willing to spill the beans. We can't just put it on all the youngsters. You got to be willing to open up and open up that dialogue to tell them the real. So exactly what you're saying, brother. Yeah, you know, we're willing, but at the same time, I'd rather give you the brutal side of the industry as opposed to you looking what it is and thinking what it is, but it really ain't what it is.
Right.
You got to be able to soak it up, fall in love with patience in the process because it builds character out of anything. And if you're legitimately ready for this game, you're going to have to go through a bunch of mountain of bullshit to get to where you need to get to. So that's how you know you really are ready for this game. And if anything you can learn from these experiences from the OGs is how to stay consistent. Consistency is everything because, you know, when you're creative and you stay consistent, it'll write its own blank check. You don't have to chase it. It'll chase you. You know what I mean? So now I just have a simple theory that, hey, when I get up in the morning, I see the picture in my head and I'm going to go for it. Even though it's a mountain of shit to go through. But at the same time, I'm going to conquer my hills and be happy at this hills. You know what I mean? And then the game will automatically put you on, excuse my language, put you on the mountain that you deserve to be. You know, it's a simple remedy to this. All sperm cells don't get to the egg. Only one do. So if you're able to get to the egg, it's just that you're able to endure the storms. You're able to learn because wisdom is your best friend. And we're only sharing these experiences from the OG perspective simply through wisdom. Wisdom is our best friend. So that's what it is.
That's
if that
what-
makes sense.
Yes,
that makes
it
a lot of
does.
sense.
It's a lot of sense.
Absolute
Oh,
sense.
recently, Dr. Dre got a star on Hollywood Boulevard. How does that make you feel since you started with, you know, the whole NWA, Dr. Dre, and you seeing Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent, all products of his work?
I mean, Dre's incredible. I mean, he's the Quincy of our times. A genius mixer. He learned things from a lot of other people, like Above the Law and myself and Snoop and other people. And there was exchange. We learned so much from Big Bro. He's just incredible. You know, so the proofs that he labor for, he's supposed to get what he get. You know, that's Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? And where would we be without Eazy-E putting up his hustle money and Dr. Dre getting in there doing his thing?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they had the chemistry, and that's why years later, off that tree, remember, Dre was Ruthless Records before Death Row.
Mm-hmm.
And everything depended on the success of Ruthless Records that snowballed years later.
Yeah.
And you can look, it wouldn't be no 50 cents. So when it comes to a team, a quarterback can't throw a Hail Mary to himself. You got to have a wide receiver, you got to have a running back, you have people block, because that's on the one. And Dre played that position. And to see him years later at his age, finally getting the star, I mean, that's long overdue.
Yeah.
You know, like Eazy-E, it's long overdue to get his street named after him. And that's good, man, as a culture. We can, not man, woman, we can go ahead and celebrate our own and take some inspiration. You know, I remember when Snoop first came up, you know what I'm saying? People don't know he actually auditioned for Above the Law on La Cienega and Centinela.
Oh, is that an exclusive? Right?
Yeah,
Right
real
there.
talk. That was in
Oh.
1990 because Warren G used to stay with us in Colton, California at the Cottonwood Apartments, apartment 187 with Above the Law and Kokane. Yeah, in 89.
Wow.
So we were all mixing it up. Back then, Sugar was my manager in 89. First got me my Ferrari and my Sterling back then. I was young Coca. And then 1990, we had a chance to go to London on the only NWA tour. So I seen Dre do his thing, man, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he had certain pitfalls in his life. His brother died. You know what I'm saying? Certain things. So he took that pain and articulated through his music. Now, everybody have good and bad. I'm not here to judge his whole thing. I'm here to say, man, for him to get that star, it is well deserved because he was a part of helping change people's trajectory in their careers in life, just as well as Easy, just as well as Ice Cube, just as well as all those gentlemen at NWA. So I'm satisfied, you know, by being a person that he invited on the NWA project because people wouldn't say my name Kokane because they were scared of the name Kokane on the radio.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm excited about all those gentlemen saying, man, get on here. So it allowed me to introduce a character named Sweet Talk. Well, all right, y'all across the USC Compton Watch. They don't really know to walk through the shadow of real niggas. They thought it was a voice emulator, but it was me. And then I did the Jamaican voice talking. Tell the pussy will you'll see her. Feel no bummer clap, mom. Keep Babylon on the run scene. Trey was that intro. Dun, 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 dun.
That's it.
Dun, 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 dun. And I'm happy to just as well as write on, you know, Eazy-E's 10 Gangsta Commandments on the Appetite of Destruction. But, you know, working with Dre, I mean, who could say I'm a puzzle piece on helping those gentlemen get into the Hall of Fame, and how many people could say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm
when
glad you
Dre got a
spoke
star, we all got a star.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm glad you spoke on that, the hurdles you faced with the name Cocaine as far as radio.
Right.
You know, obviously you pushed past that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you first was, you know, when that was first brought to your attention, was that devastating for you?
No, because I had a good support group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to realize Eazy-E was on West Coast Russell Simmons. He made the first big deal in 1990, Above the Law, Living Like Hustlers, one of the most prolific albums, Notorious, Above the Law. And then Busy, Biggie loved Above the Law so much because he already told you I got my stuff on the West Coast, King T, that flow. But he loved Notorious Above the Law. And his name was Biggie. But it's ironic he called himself Notorious Biggie.
Mhm.
So the influence is there.
I've heard him when he did the freestyle over Black
Yeah.
Superman back in the day too.
Yeah,
I caught that.
straight up.
Yeah, I caught that.
And we didn't know the way the game was going. You know, like you gotta realize Tupac when he came out here, we had a mutual partner we was doing business with. His name was Atrium, who managed Digital
I remember
Underground.
Atrium, yeah.
Chad was around
Mhm.
then. And Pac used to always come out here and mess with NWA, Above the Law, and Cocaine, and Laylaw. Back when he had the Gumby.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And we seen something different, you know, because he was about to do that movie. You know, it didn't happen with the Hughes brothers because a lot of people don't know. They went to Claremont, Pomona. Yeah. Yeah, real talk. And it's a trip to see, you know, not trying to throw y'all everywhere, but it's a trip to see how Pac, you know, was influenced by us.
Yeah.
Real talk, because a lot of people don't know he was already made
Hollywood
before he
Tomorrow.
came to Death Row.
Mhm.
I'm the one who's singing on the Homies Call. Well, all right, y'all. When the
That's
Homies
you?
Call. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite.
And Laylaw actually did that beat.
Most featured artist in
That's-
hip hop. There
So
you go
my
there.
guy was already made. My guy was already made. And it's a trip, you know, to see between some of the most big artists, Eazy-E and Tupac. I was real close to them. We all was. They influenced us. We influenced them.
Mhm.
And that's the way it was back in that early 90s. But
Yeah.
it was a snowball effect after
Yeah.
Snoop auditioned, Warren G, because I was already on. Snoop was a fan calling me in Rancho Cucamonga and Deer Creek. We did a song called Itsy Bitsy Spider. Crib.
Mhm.
Real talk. He'll tell you today. That's why I tease him sometimes. Itsy Bitsy Spider crawling up the wall. But then during those times, you know, discrepancies at Ruthless Records. Niggas for Life came out. Black Mafia Life was created. And we rekindled our business relationship with Eric Wright because we love Eric. Dre had a chance to do that, but Dre, you know, seen Q do his thing, and he was already, I want to go on. So nobody don't knock him because look, years later, Death Row Aftermath.
Yeah.
And even on my 1994 record, you could tell we influenced each other because the name of my group, you can hear a song, was called Aftermath. Yeah, that was mine first.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, real talk.
dots,
That's not
man.
shitting on
Connecting
nobody.
dots.
That's the way it
No, you
was.
just
You
connecting
look
the
it
It's
dots.
up.
just the history, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we, you know, we felt like they was biting us at the time. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was during those times when we created that G Funk
Mhm.
and did our thing. But musicians always get stuff from each other.
Did you perceive
Yeah.
that it would become a whole genre, G Funk?
Never. None of us. I'm one of the architects of G Funk
Definitely.
out of the Above the Law gentlemen.
Agreed. Agreed.
And some of the players, you know, at that time, I must mention Mike Smooth. He was a part of playing a lot of stuff. Brian, bass,
Big bass, Brian.
big bass,
Mhm.
a guy named Brian from UBU. I mean, but it was just a melting pot of good music, characters involved into the situation. That it's just years later, I just say this is incredible because losing Eazy-E, Pac, then after losing Eazy-E, they played No Pain, No Gain at his funeral. I didn't know that was going to be one of the biggest songs.
Yeah, No Pain.
Yeah,
Was at a few funerals.
and then in '96, losing Tupac, and then me and DJ Yella had a record called One More Nigga to Go. This is for the E. A real Compton City G. We did that. It's just crazy, man. That you know, I'm not trying to bleed y'all ear, but
No,
at
you're
the
not,
same
bro.
time,
You're giving us the history.
yeah.
That's what you're here for, to give us the history of this West Coast hip hop.
At the same time, the NWA is much more than the NWA Tree movie because it need to be a docu series, like 12, 20 different docu series, because there's a lot of elements that made the whole push, you know, at Ruthless Records, and you know, things that are behind, you know, certain things from Death Row, and the list goes on.
Coco, who's an artist that you may have worked with that we wouldn't know that blew your mind to work with? You know, we know pretty much your
Let me get some
discography and
more-
hip hop.
more of that
Absolutely,
champagne
that's for
pour.
you, brother.
More
Please help
champagne,
yourself.
Champagne.
Mi casa, su casa.
Yeah.
Open up the rose for Coca.
We about to
More
open
grapes,
up
please.
the champagne.
Yeah, who's an artist you may have worked with that we wouldn't expect? Sort of say, you know what I mean?
I had a chance to work with the great Jay Dilla.
Big.
Yeah,
Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Jay Dilla.
All that stuff he did on, Tribe Called Quest, different other
Absolutely.
shit. And plus, it was cool outside of the West Coast working with Mobb Deep, Prodigy, DMX.
DMX.
Oh.
There you go.
There it
Yeah,
goes.
there we go.
Okay.
That was a
Whoa.
blessing to work with Busta
Smell it,
Rhymes.
G. Hey, don't
bring it over here.
Somebody eye would have been Huntington Hospital.
Soak that up, mama.
I wasn't expecting all
Holy
that.
moly.
Hey, I got PST. Lucky I didn't go like, damn, cuz, what's that?
Oh no, I know some things.
That shit. Hey, Paz, you hear that shit, cuz? That shit, pow. I was like, nigga.
That was the
Thank you,
loudest champagne bottle pop I'd
I
heard.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I'll take the other. Oh, you have both.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of this in there, but
It's popping.
It's definitely
Mhm.
even hooking up with Yuck Mouth, because the first time Cocaine, well, actually, we did Soul Train and we did the East Siders. We did I was born coming
on,
up
that was
from
it.
the ghetto with the OGs never let go. And then Nate Dogg Ghetto Fabulous. Man, it was
Collaborated with
like
Nate. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
rest in peace. And then we
Rest
had
in
a
peace,
chance
Nate.
to mix it up and do a song on the infamous Yuck Mouth project. You know what I'm saying? It's called Ignorant.
So I'm gonna just go
You know
say
what
it.
I
You
mean?
can't mention G Funk without mentioning cocaine. I mean, period.
Hey,
Not at all.
hey,
Yes, sir. Let's say
Can I
that.
tap in?
Let's let that be said and known.
Okay, yeah.
can I tap in?
Okay,
Yeah.
back.
Got him.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm back in. All right, no audio equipment, no audio oops. Cocaine. I think y'all was going through the beefs and shit with the Easy and shit, right?
Yeah.
So the first song with you and Nate Dogg since the beef that really squats the shit was So Ignorant on my album, right?
Right.
That was the first time y'all did the song together, right?
Nah, we what year that came out?
99.
They came out. Yeah, that was the first song.
Yeah.
Actually, that was to
Yeah.
tell you the truth. And then we did the East Siders. Yeah, I did 4 songs on Snoop Dogg East Side Presents, and then I did 11 songs on Deuces and Trays, and 8 or 9 songs on The Last Meal. But yeah, that was it.
First song with you and Cocaine and Corrupt on it. You probably did songs with Corrupt before, but you and Nate Dogg on the same song was on my album, brother.
that was a cold chemistry, man.
Yo,
It's
y'all,
like barbecue and ribs, man.
that shit was gumbo, barbecue, ribs, nigga, soul food, chicken, nigga. It was everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we have a Thanksgiving that got everything besides Thanksgiving on the menu.
When did I Got 5 came out?
95.
Okay, we did the remix. We in that video.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. So
With Richie Rich,
Digital Underground.
yeah, that was after
Remember?
the same time we did I did something on E40 Penitentiary Chances.
No, we was on Circumstances.
Yeah, taking all these chances.
Circumstances.
I said the world is full of crack babies.
Bro, we both got platinum out. We got a gold album
Yeah.
from that.
In
You
a
get your
real
gold
way.
album from that?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, in a real way.
Shout out to Fonz. But
Yeah,
remember, we was in the studio. It was me, you, Cocaine. 187, Spice One. Remember, we was in a little patio freestyling and shit. Like it was
Yeah.
hell of us.
yeah.
It was hell of us.
It's still on YouTube.
It's still on YouTube. That was some shit, my G. So at the end of the day, I just want to give you your flowers, Coca Leaf, man. You are the if I don't give a fuck what nobody say, bro. It's you and Nate Dogg. The funk, far as the West Coast that gave us that shit. Like, okay, you got the OGs. but that reenactment of the new flavor, that remixed and made it better on some other shit, it was y'all too, bro. Period.
Yeah.
We all tried. We had Levitti in the Bay Area. Shout out to Levitti, but he was not no Kokane. He was not no motherfucking Nate Dogg. Sorry about that. We tried. Levitti, 40, we tried. But nah, nigga, it was not no Kokane, but not no Nate Dogg, bro. Y'all had the funk. That's why y'all had the G funk, bro. Period. So
a lot of people used to come to us, though. I'll tell you something, yeah.
I came to you. I know Frank Ocean. You on my album. You on my album.
A lot of people used to come to us and they used to try to compare us.
You can't. I think
but Nate Dogg used to tell me, yeah, nigga, you bipolar. You used to do 10 different things. I got one style that works for me. But we used to laugh because people try to compare us and be like, nobody can worry about that shit. Real talk. I do what I do and Nate did what he did. And we got up on that album. The cover that you had was dope. You had the prayer thing. That shit was hard, yeah.
Hey, bro.
That shit was hard.
The anniversary was yesterday.
Man, I seen that.
The anniversary was yesterday for fucking Thug Lord, the New Testament. And that song that we made, the New Testament, with if you could live my life, you will commit suicide. If you look into my eyes, my life. You killed that motherfucker, man. You know what we did with that motherfucker, mate?
Man, that shit was colder than penguin pussy.
Come on, man. Come to me, man. I'm gonna just tell you, your flowers, you're the best to ever do it, bro. And then your new shit is going crazy. I like the theatrics. I like how you popped up with the hat looking like the guy, the nigga from Alex and Wonder. What the nigga, the Wiz, Alex in Wonderland, one of them niggas. You had the hat.
You talking about Rabbit Hole.
Oh my Lord, that's the fly shit. That's what Herpy was doing.
Yeah.
And what took digital. That's what, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like you going back to the essence of having fun with this shit and still making dope ass music. Everybody too tough. Everybody got a stick. Everybody got a honey clip. Everybody got an op. Nah, nigga, let's party.
Yeah.
What happened to having fun, nigga, and doing real mob shit without having the op, and the cops. Fuck all that.
Right.
Say that.
You feel me? Yeah. Bro, we've been on this tour. We've been dancing our ass off. We got a positive weed song. We dancing, we partying. We ain't got no time thinking about no motherfucking op. It's shot o'clock.
Right. But you know what? You know what? Building on that, it's like building on that, brother. It's like it should be enough capacity and room to share space with each other. Yin, yang, yang. You know what I mean? Like where we came from was a suppressed environment. We talked about it, but at the same time, we came with a testimony. You know, a lot of stuff is just fabricated because people mostly are perpetuating insecurities as opposed to standing on something solid, not being salad. And it's like there's enough space for you to share the positive storytelling and at the same time keep it gangster sharp, PI, whatever you want to do. You know, because at the same time, this is the entertainment business, but where it got thrown off, if you just do murder, kill a nigga, 1,000 niggas on 116 bar verse, it becomes an illusion.
Yeah, it becomes a seduction.
Yeah. So we don't want you to say the Lung Foundation. We just want you to incorporate things that make people feel good sometimes.
Yeah.
If you have too much of this, whoa, the universe is unbalanced. And like I said, music is so powerful, and you can relate to this. If you don't have no balance, that's why the hood is where it is.
Let me say this, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all this. That op shit do not come up with the guap. If you got an op, you're losing guap. If you got beef, you ain't getting no cheese. Period. You shut down all your opportunities because if they got to book you and your enemy is more lit than you, you're not getting booked. Yeah. Period. And then you go to these certain crews because rap niggas is cliques and crews. You try to do a song with this one, try to do a show, try to do something. Oh, I can't fuck with you because you fucking over this one. So beef is not good business, my nigga. Period. It's not. And
And
then
that's one thing Eric taught us. Eric taught us, he said, look, Cuz came from Kelly Park Crib. You know what I'm saying? He was the man. He had hustle money. The reason why this makes sense because he put up his hustle money. But when we came to him, he said, gangbanging ain't got nothing to do with business. He learned how to mess with all ethnicities, even at a time where that was a no-no. He put brown side on, and they was the real ones.
Yes.
He put them on. So learning how to learn from this, because he said a majority of our people out here, especially in SoCal, a lot of Chicanos buy records. Why you gonna turn your back on them? Why you gonna do this? Now it's different from the Pinta, of course, but this ain't the Pinta. We in the music industry. We got to be able to get along and give respect to all ethnicity groups, whether you Asian, whether you black, whether you Mexican, Chinese, whether you a motherfucking purple alien. That's what we learned. And then years later, we adopted that same type of concept. That's why, man, it's like I can go everywhere, and I've been around a bunch of my brothers and a bunch of my Chicanos and Asian, because love has no color. Love is the highest vibration. Is love. And that's the most prominent thing out of all the things I learned from Mr. Eric Wright, is how to show love to everybody that's supporting you. Period.
Yes.
And what he said, I try to give examples and shit. Exactly what he said, man. We gotta show love, man. Love is hip hop. Hip hop is the thing that bridges the gap in all races. Like, we go overseas, they don't know our language, but they know that hip hop, and they show love because of that music and that hip hop. Period. So what he said is absolutely right, man. Continue. My bad.
So it's a small world. Last time I saw you, I had produced a show with my boy Darneezy, and you and Sugar Free, you came on as a guest. Like, we did the music video for the song and everything. So my question was, how did you meet Sugar Free? How did you guys get introduced?
Got me grew up since that's my sandbox. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in Pomona. You know, I came to Pomona earlier than him because he's from Compton, coming from Pomona. But, you know, that's my light skin that wanted twin. I seen him off the dribble doing what he do. He real to the P. Trust me.
So you guys known each other from way back?
Yeah. So ever since he was 15 years old, I know DeJuan Walker. Yeah.
Well, that's a long
that Sugar Cane project is it too, bro.
Thank you.
I took care of business on that.
Me, him, and Ted got together.
Yeah, we shot the music video there at the club and everything. And
yeah.
Then Snoop Dogg reposted it too.
Yeah. Mr. Common Brothers, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
You saw Big Indy, that's my company. You saw Big Indy on the background. Remember the Big Indy girl? I was like, okay.
We did our thing, and you know, at this point in time in my career, and you know, I'm just at the right space right now to be able to be an elder, to be mostly not just a brother that's putting out records, but to be inspiration. When you walk in inspiration, you got to carry yourself with all humility. You know what I mean? Because the rich man and the poor man grave is the same. So I carry myself and keep it humble, but keep it humble on the rumble, though.
I love that.
Coco, who's an artist you would work with that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with today?
Sade.
That's a
That
good
was a
one.
good pick. Good classic pick.
Sade, you know, I like certain artists out there, but you know.
What about Stevie? I can see Stevie
Wonder. Actually, I can't even tell y'all right now. I'm putting my father's life story together. And he's an intricate part along with my auntie and helping out. There's some things I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I like that.
Because I can't ruin the surprise.
Have you done any work with Puffy? With Diddy?
I don't know.
Have you worked with him?
I mean, that, you know, I touched on it. Somebody asked me the story.
I did work with Diddy, and the most craziest shit that happened today
Did he pay you?
Of course. I could tell you a story, but I'm gonna keep it like
let me tell y'all my story right quick.
go ahead.
Lively enough.
My story. Look, you know we did songs, right? We've been on tour with Puffy and them, Biggie and them, right? So we're just joking around. We in a motherfucking tattoo spot.
Right.
Cuzzo Fly getting a Wheel of Fortune because he did a Wheel of Fortune shit, whatever. Price is right, getting a tattoo on his shit. I'm getting an earring on my shit, right? They pierced my ear, right? As soon as that motherfucker came on, satisfy you, Puffy and motherfucker R. Kelly is on this. Why we getting these tattoos and piercings and shit? And we like, and I just got done talking about this thing on the podcast, so it just automatically just all lined up. And it's like, this is the first motherfucker that really remixed 5 on it and gave us a bag. Like all the other niggas that remixed 5 on it to this day, besides Jordan Peele, ain't gave us a bag. Jordan Peele gave us a big bag. Puff gave us a bag to do the remix with the R. Kelly, the West Coast version, whatever. And that's when I tell the story when J-Lo was on the nigga lap and I was fucking up on my verses and shit. But all this shit that they accusing Puff of, it's like, bro, we in Hollywood, man. How many like freak off parties we done seen that just come with just a lifestyle, just being a rapper, being an entertainer. They acting like this shit is forbidden. I don't know what type of the party, but I know I done been with the let's say 4 females at one time and just me.
Right. But that's
it happened.
That's
so
different.
then a 4 female menage a trois come back 20 years later, like, the nigga.
Hey, you know, I'm about
to
to
smoke
say,
weed.
wait
He
a minute.
forced me to drink these bottles
We
of
talking
champagne.
about
Yeah.
Like, no, but that was the party style back then. Like, so it's like, quit playing with us, my nigga.
But look,
they
man,
do this shit. My question for y'all: do you think this is an aim? Because we seen this blueprint with Bill Cosby. We see what they doing to Kanye. Do you think this is another ploy to just take down our black entertainers when they get out of pocket?
let me explain something to
especially
you.
the billionaires. I mean, because they're the most powerful. And I think that, yeah, like you said, there's going to be parties going on. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff in Hollywood. And if you're into that, you're going to be at those parties. But a lot of times, though, people are exploiting because they see an opportunity too. So I believe that there's a mix of information.
Could I get my view on it? And
Yes,
it's just my opinion.
Definitely want your
I
take
mean,
on it.
2 wrongs don't make a right. 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Mhm.
Whether you Epstein, whether you black, it don't make it right.
Mhm.
Whether you purple, whether you green, it don't make it right. And it's not about tearing down your own people, but we gotta weed out the bad apples. Not saying Puppy is in our own community and culture, because at the same time, you know, through our culture, we done had it bad. We done had it bad coming out of slavery. I got on a shirt that say 1921 Black Wall Street.
I was peeping that.
Do you know the story of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they always try to demasculate the black man because they did it back in the days. I'm not here to give you a lesson on what they used to do, but look it up if you're interested. And things that you do is systematically inherited. Whether you don't teach them or not, it's spiritually, physically inherited. And we got to get to the point to where we have accountability so that we stop blaming others for things that we can do ourselves and not just participate in because that's think you. The difference is between the yin and the yang, the evil and the good. And at the same time, we have accountability. So therefore, when someone asks me the story about this gentleman, I've been holding on to that story for years because it wasn't for me to put it out there. That would have been, in my opinion, a form of dry snitching. But until the story came out and it's like, wow, you did this. At the same time, we have to clear our space because everybody that's on his particular list is suspect. I don't care who it is. It might be your homies, but it's suspect. And
On whose list?
Diddy's on Epstein list and anything.
The list.
Hollywood has been built, and Disney and Nickelodeon has been built upon do your homework. I ain't gonna tell you the rest.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to get to the point to where we understand there's a new earth and the old earth is dying. This is an illusion. And we need to get to the point to where we have examples, not just a sample. It's not to ostracize and bring the brother down. Oh no.
It has to be a moral standard.
But what's the
No,
difference
no. Cocaine.
between a black devil and a white
No,
devil?
it's not to interrupt you,
Same
man.
energy.
You're landing
Same energy.
personal.
Know the truth and shame
But
the devil.
it's not for us to ostracize, it's for them to ostracize, because like you said, they could build a billionaire as quick as they could build a billionaire, they could take you down. So
Yeah.
we've seen what they did to Cosby, just because Cosby wanted to buy CBS or NBC. Y'all correct me. We seen what Kanye did when he, wanted to go against the grain or whatever, against Adidas. Boom. This happens. Now, Puff, he goes against the Rock, right? He's suing. They racist, whatever.
Yeah, he pissed somebody up from the upper echelon. That's all that
Now, I'm saying it come on, man. Like, if he wouldn't have sued Ciroc, I don't think none of this should be going down. Let's be real, my nigga.
Yeah, but look,
if Kanye wouldn't have went against Adidas or whatever, none of this shit he was going. No. If Kanye wouldn't have said shit about the small hats, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have went down. If Kyrie wouldn't have said nothing about, if he wouldn't have text the little whatever, the little tweet about the, you know what I mean, the Hebrew Israelite, he wouldn't have went through what he went through. Right. So at the end of the day, it's certain shit that they allow you to do because they allow you to get money. And once you get out of pocket, they will take that money and shut you the fuck down as quick as they put you up. How the fuck was Kanye a billionaire?
Let me say one thing.
This only got 400 million.
Keep it simple. I'm gonna respond to that. Let me tell you something. That's the problem, man. People want the pain. That's the problem. People want the lights, camera, action, and they'll stick a carrot in their ass just to get to where they need to. Is that cool with you? No. That's not cool with us, with people that legitimately put in their hard work. Honestly, take me, for instance, you, for instance. We never had to compromise ourselves to put on a motherfucking dress. Now, I don't have nothing different against any community does what they does. I'm not here to judge. There's people in my own personal family that is gay and do their thing. But the thing of it is, why is it uncomfortable for us to be heterosexual, telling our business, doing what we're doing, and being, that's not for me. I don't eat shellfish because it makes me break out, but you're forcing me to eat shellfish. It doesn't say that just because you eat shellfish is wrong, but then there's a problem. There's a problem messing with underage girls, bro.
That's a sickness.
There's a problem in sickness, messing and being a part of the status quo Hollywood bullshit. Public Enemy said it a long time ago. Burn, Hollywood, burn. That was Chuck D. And he had the balls to say that when a lot of people were like, don't say that because
my thing is this. Why we only got two Hollywood faces? We got Epstein and we got the Weinstein.
And you don't think
it's deeper than that?
You don't
man.
think it's more, but look how many black people we getting up under this shit. We got R. Kelly, we got Puff, we got Bill Cosby, we got Michael Jackson, we got you can name
because
all
that's
our
what it's
top,
for.
Hold on. All our top entertainers, all of a
like
sudden got a
said,
sex
though, the
addiction.
accountability has to come into.
But then hold
on. Let's talk. What's up with the nigga that from the Beatles, the one that had the young that married the young girl, right? Raised her.
Let me explain something to you.
What up with it? Why they ain't talking about that white guy? That
let me answer that question.
Girl, hold on. Let me talk.
Okay.
Raised that young girl and became that man's wife. Why are we not talking about the other white boys, what the nigga fucking going through in trial with his wife? Why we ain't talking about none of the white
Because
shit?
Guess what? You don't control the media. They do, whoever they are.
Control the media right now. That's why I'm talking about this shit on our channel.
Right.
Period. We're not going to just paint the picture that only black people is doing this shit. They're hiding it and they putting it in black. Yo, if you get in too much power, my nigga, they're going to take you down. Mike ain't never did none of them parties.
Right.
None of them fucking parties. He was too powerful. He owned half of Sony Publishing. He outthought all the shit they could do with the industry, and that's why they say he was gay, he's a child molester, he did this, and he's dead because of his business.
Right.
I'm just saying, man, we just seen this shit happen. When a nigga get too much money and get too much business, it goes downhill.
Right.
Period. I'm
You
just saying.
you finished.
I don't know about the pup
I'm gonna
shit.
interject after you.
I don't know about the puppy
Pause
shit.
in
I'm just saying other people.
Yeah.
Other
But
people. And
listen
even with the Ruthless Records, they saying that Eazy got took out because of, you know what I mean? It's conspiracies on that.
But let me tell you something. It's deeper than you think. It's deeper than you think. You gotta look at Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke talk about you was barely in your daddy balls when Sam Cooke was here. This thing been happening for years where they lean on the culture and the black man. You can look at my shirt, 1921. We was flourishing, and then people came in and got jealous and took us out. We were always the sacrificial lambs, Playboy. You can look at the Tuskegee experiment. You got to know what it is. It's deeper than well shit. That still don't give you a right to go ahead. I'm going to be Siamese twins with these people because we got to hold ourselves accountable. If we just have a free ride to say, well, what about white and what about this? Well, the smartest thing to know is to hold yourself accountable for all your actions. You can't give a free ride or an excuse from people just because they ain't mention that. Well, they ain't gonna never mention that. It's responsible for us to go ahead and mention ourselves. They're not even gonna tell you about how to have good health because they took out Dr. Sebi. They ain't gonna tell you about anything. You have to come to your people and weed out the bad ones because you only as weak as your weakest link. Period. So therefore, if we keep going around and talking like this and running around in circles, we always going to perpetuate an excuse. No, call a spade and do not say anything else because a spade is a spade, no matter what it is. So what I'm here to say is I agree with you, brother. You know, we could respectfully disagree to agree, but when I got in this game, my dad used to tell me a lot of things that happened in the old days. You might not know about that because you're just now witnessing in this lifetime. But let me share something with you. Everybody has choices. If you choose to step into that role, well, then you choose to step in that role. I don't like to judge people or judge my own people because we have it hard. But at the same time, E40 said it best. Everybody got choices, period. And we can't blame. Oh, why is everybody just targeting us and targeting this? Let me tell you something, man. We little fish in a small pond arguing or debating when we should say, let's weed out what we need to weed out, or organically it's weeding itself out so we can come together and really perpetuate positivity and by leading by example, not just a sample. The problem is everybody been leading by a sample, throwing on a false perception about who they are, and then we're not getting no place. You understand? Because it's like a $3 bill. It's here, but it's fake. $3 bills ain't real.
Illusionary
Two things
pursuit.
can't
Yeah,
occupy
everything
the same space.
Let me finish talking. I heard you finish talking, brother.
Go ahead.
Let me talk. Now, it all starts with the home. I can only speak for myself. I've been with my wife since 84, got 8 kids. They're going to universities and different other things, and it's all start with the home. If we continue to go out here and let things loose and kind of participate a little bit sneaky ways without standing on your own 2 feet and leaning like Kaepernick, you just gonna be a house nigga. I ain't no house nigga. If it's wrong, it's wrong because the rich man and the poor man is the grave. So what you think? Well, we need to compromise a little bit. No, fuck compromise. We've been compromising too much and giving excuses for shit that we know all too well the shit is wrong. Now, do it make you the judge? No, you cast the first stone without sin. Drop that stone. But at the same time, judge the content of one character, Playboy. And if you judge the content of one character, we hold each other accountable for our actions because it's not enough to hold yourself accountable, more so than you need to hold each other accountable.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Catch your breath, young man. I agree with that.
I ain't young man. I'm 55 years old, and I'm in my gospel, doing my thing, Playboy. You understand? And that's what we doing. That's what make this show
Yeah,
good.
you're square.
It's debate.
Catch your breath, old man. Then, if you want to be called your old man, catch your breath.
Nah, I'm cool with my breath, Playboy. I got plenty breath.
Oh, you damn near ran out of breath.
I'm just explaining to you, young man. It's like we in the heat of the moment, but these type of debates are good.
But look, can I answer?
Of course, this your show, player. I'm on your platform, player.
You saying exactly what exactly is right. I'm saying once a black man gets too much money, gets too much power, they take us out.
Because they give you the money to do that, and then they set you up and get you on camera, nigga. So you do some weird shit, and then blackball your ass.
Can I answer, or you just gonna interrupt my response?
Yeah, both things can be true though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Malcolm X didn't have no money, they took him out.
Of course.
King didn't have no money, they took him out. It's just because of when you're preaching a different message, man. That's all I'm saying. When you're preaching a different message, when you get too smart, they're gonna take you out. Period.
That's the difference between weenies and soldiers. Soldiers don't give a fuck about getting fucking out. Only weenies do. That's why they be docile. Let me tell you something. Weenies are docile. You can't ride a zebra, but you can You could do that to a wild horse. I ain't a wild horse, my nigga. I'm a zebra, my nigga.
So Bill Cosby is guilty?
Hey, look, I ain't here to judge Bill Cosby.
I'm just talking about our celebrities. So Michael Jackson is gay.
I'm not. All I'm here to say, because this turned into another conversation.
No, this is what the people are promoting, and you're talking.
But we can sit here all day, yuck, and have a pissing contest, my nigga. When I'm here to just get some game, my nigga, from 1989 and 88, my nigga. That's all.
No, I just want to talk about this conspiracy shit, bro.
I don't want to be the highlight of my shit talking about Diddy out of the needle in the haystack.
Period.
That's the whole.
You mentioned Sam Cooke,
my nigga.
You mentioned Sam Cooke, right?
Yeah.
This shit been going on, and that's all I'm saying.
Otis Redding too.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm very intelligent. I do my homework, and we can have.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
with the interview. That's all I'm saying. This has been going on since Sam Cooke, and I am my shit right there.
It's been going on since Little Richard. My dad did the record for Little Richard called The Chapel. He told me some things about that. Little Richard, nigga, I wasn't even thought of. You wasn't even needed, nigga. Better know who you talking to, nigga. I know this shit. All I'm saying is, I agree with you, brother. This ain't no pissing contest. All I'm saying is, the way the music industry is, it's been predicated on using the artists, and then once they put the artist in a certain situation, they kind to treat them like porch monkeys because you're beckoning at their call. Let me give you some game. This is the way it is. The only time it's starting to be enlightenment is because this is a new earth coming. It's deep when I tell you that. The new earth is coming. The new way is coming. Artists are starting to wise up to the independent shit. And that's a perfect time. But then don't think, it's like grandma used to tell me, I'm going to whoop your ass on Tuesday and it's Wednesday. Don't think motherfuckers can get away with it. You getting your ass whooped now. And I'm not going to say, hey, that's wrong or right. I'm going to say, you getting your ass whooped. I'm not finna say anything else but just to stay in my lane, brother. And it needs to be an awakening on everything. Because you know why? Hard brothers like us work hard for their families. And then you are beckoned by someone else's just because they have music industry. They want to go on the black man. Listen to me, black man. Don't step in the shit in the first fucking place. That's your problem. And then motherfuckers want to go by and say they this and that, but that's not real. No, don't step into it. You know better in the first place. Just because you want to get a position.
Kokane, you know what's real? Suge Jay Prince and Irv Gotti trying to start the first black distribution. And you know what happened to them? Suge Knight is still in jail over that shit. Irv Gotti got hit by the feds. And Rapper got hit by the feds.
Man, Suge Knight was my manager in '89.
Okay, I'm
he
just
used to talk
saying,
about
when you
this
try
shit
to
early.
level up, they gonna hit you, bro. When
Right.
you over here acting like nigga, oh, you did too
I
much.
ain't acting like nothing.
No, you saying that you basically
I'm acting like what I know, my nigga.
shit. You said they stepped in shit. So them doing
I
that
didn't say they
is
stepped
them
in
stepping
shit.
in
I'm talking about in general. Don't put words in my mouth, Crip.
You said don't step in shit. That's why it happens.
Don't sell your soul,
Irv
nigga.
Knight,
That's what I'm
Irv
saying.
Gotti and Jay Prince getting hit by the feds by trying to create the
Right.
first empire, because Ghazi could do it. Ghazi created the shit that Jay Prince and them doing right now. Empire distribution is what Jay Prince and Irv Gotti and them trying to do. But instead, they black and they super big. So they couldn't make an empire.
Right.
So they got hit by the fucking feds.
Can I
So
tell you something?
is that cool? Is that stepping
Can I
in
tell you
shit or
something?
not?
Listen to me. I got on the shirt, and when that happened, that was what 1990s, 91, 92. Let me take you back to 1990, 21, Playboy, so you understand. 1920, really. In OKC, we were creating our own Black Wall Street. This ain't 1990, 21, right? We were creating our own street. We had banks, we had housing properly, we had all these things. I'm telling you the mission statement to this shit. And then you have some people, set up some people come in there and take us for a ride because of out of jealousy, because we were niggers back then. And we niggers now. This ain't just happened yesterday. It's been happening. Everything spews out of slavery. So what do we do now? It's about opening your mind and telling the truth. And you could talk about the branches to the tree, but that shit is only halfway. You got to get to the root, my nigga. Yeah, let me bag up when I say that. Get to the root, my nigga. Don't get to the branches of the tree. We only branches. You a branch, I'm a branch. Go to the root to the problem. And we could be here all day talking about it. And I don't want to bleed your ear in this conversation because I don't want to take away the energy of what we're trying to do in the first place. But since we're talking about this, maybe the universe allowed us to make this happen so we can get to a better understanding. Because it's never about a pissing contest. It's about understanding where the root comes from. They ain't gonna never. Michael Jackson said it best. All I want to do is that they don't really care about
us.
Period.
Gotcha.
So it ain't about you looking good in this conversation. I'm looking good. No, we looking good together. This is a fellowship, brother, and I love you. I have no problem with what you saying. But at the same time, you got to understand what I'm saying. Period.
Well, with that being said, though, and our history, and as soon as we do get on top, they can burn it down, just like Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Black Wall Street. How can we stay hopeful to still want to evolve if we know, like, oh, we're going to become a threat and we could be taken out? Like, what?
First of all,
our incentive?
It's respect. You can't go on any platform being sarcastic, because for every action, you're going to get it back, especially from the wrong nigga to do that to. Because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be in here and say some shit that's sarcastic, my nigga. I'm going to be totally respectful, and I'm going to meet you at the door, my nigga. Straight up. And it ain't got nothing to do with anything else. That's the problem. We too sensitive to be able to come to some peaceful means, because everybody want their stuff, and rightfully so. I respect Yuck Mouth's conversation, everything conversation, mine here. But we got to be able to peacefully, respectfully disagree without shitting on nobody's shit on the main thing why they supposed to be here in the first place. I'm here promoting my record. I'm here to talk about my history. I'm here to show love to you, Yuck Mouth, LQ, really, Kenny, my people's right here, because that's what I was called to do. Now, if we go into other atmospheres of different other things, we can sit down and have a gentleman's conversation behind closed doors. That's just my opinion. But if we in the heat of the moment doing this, please don't tell me calm down because
I ain't never told you to calm down.
no, you said
apologize.
in rap. Listen to me. You said hold your breath. That's
No, I said
sarcastic. I'm a
catch your
street
breath.
nigga. I'm a
I
trap
said catch
myself
your breath.
gangster crib, homie. Don't
But
say that.
my
to me.
apologies. My apologies. This is not
Yeah,
a dissing
because I'm
fit.
not gonna do you. I'm
It's not
55.
a
I'm not gonna
dissing fit.
do you like that, my nigga. I'm
I
a real
apologize.
nigga, my nigga.
I
You
apologize, bro.
understand me?
Listen, I apologize.
And ain't no
Whatever I-
huffing and puffing, my nigga. It's some real shit. You asked me to come on the show, and I'm coming on the show, and I don't want to be disrespected because I'm not gonna disrespect you, my nigga. You
Right,
understand? I
right,
paid the cost to be this boss, man. I'm your
right.
elder, my nigga. I ain't no little
Absolutely.
boy, my nigga.
Absolutely.
Right
Absolutely.
on. That's all. And I
Absolutely.
love you more than cook oxtails, my nigga. Straight
Absolutely.
up.
And I love you too, my brother. So I didn't mean to disrespect you. If it,
Nah.
you
It's
know,
just like,
I was,
but
I
you
was,
yuck
I was,
mouth. You be like, hey,
no.
yeah.
No,
I'm like,
it's a
cuz, I
podcast,
don't
bro.
do that shit, cuz.
It's a podcast, my nigga. I'm really
Straight
from the
up.
field too.
I don't.
I'm
I'm
really
here to
from the
promote
field
this,
too.
my nigga. That's all. I'm here to say,
But
hey, man, Dr. Kokestein's here.
Can we let you? Can
Yeah,
we?
can we
get the
promote
time and-
this, my nigga?
Time and place to drop.
yeah, let me get off
Yeah,
let me
that's
get
all.
off here. Love you, Cocaine. My
I
bad,
love
bro.
you too,
I
cuz.
apologize.
G's moving,
Bro.
my nigga.
I apologize, bro. Thanks for
No,
coming,
good.
bro. My apologize. I did not want to make it uncomfortable.
Nah,
My
my
bad,
nigga, but
bro.
you
Like podcast, you're supposed to be able to debate without feeling
yeah.
disrespected,
I
bro.
don't feel, but you cannot listen to me. It's not about me correcting you because I'm not. You're a grown man. I love you, brother. It's all
I love
about
you too,
a
my
balance
OG.
between each other, brother. It's like, don't do me like that, cuz
No,
I'll take
no.
my shirt off.
I'm not
I'll
trying
take
to.
my shirt off for you, my nigga. You know, don't tell me that. Calm down. Stop breathing hard. Nigga,
No,
I ain't breathing hard.
I was
Nigga, I ain't
joking
on no
around,
seat
bro.
back, nigga.
I was joking around. See, see, Cocaine don't like when I joke. I remember I was
Hell
off the
no, because
mushrooms. I remember I was off the mushrooms, right? I was off the
you
mushrooms.
motherfucker, man. I'm gonna give you a fat
Let me
ass
tell you
hug
a
when I see
situation
your
that me and
motherfucking
Cocaine
ass.
had.
Motherfucker.
I was off the mushrooms and he came in the office. I was joking around. He said, "Nigga, you ain't funny." He said, and then the Gomac was like, "The nigga on mushrooms." Like, "Fuck the mushrooms." So he don't like when I joke around, man. My bag, bro.
Look,
I
Shaniqua
ain't
said
even on
he was
mushrooms. I
joking.
ain't even
Look,
mushrooms like that.
I love you, Shaniqua, for that.
But he said he don't like my jokes. So I was just saying in general that whatever happens, happens. But let's get back to you, man. Let's get back to the G-Funk thing, right?
Yes,
Like a lot of people give credit to, other people, but I was told that it came from Pomona, man. It came from that P, man. You feel
well, it
me?
came from a combination South Central and Pomona. It came from the Cats, the late great KMG, rest in peace, man. Incredible. Hutch, Total Chaos, Go Mac with the sack, you know what I'm saying, and Layla and myself. We are the architects of G-Funk. It was a combination of South Central and Pomona. And we didn't want to be called P-Funk babies, yuck. So we named our shit G's because we G's, we gangsters. We put that shit gangster funk. And these are real gangsters. You know what I'm saying? We're like, we when we came to the table, Easy E, Dr. Dre loved us because we were different from NWA. It was niggas that was still moving whoop wop wop wop. I ain't gonna say the name, even while they was with NWA. We were called the henchmen. You understand? Because we got down what we was mad at, homie. You understand? And that's the way we still do our thing, but now we more mature. See, I'm a mature person coming in here. I done did all that shit. Above the law, done did all that shit, dog. A lot of people talk about it, but they didn't do that. We did that, my nigga. And we still here.
Can I ask you another question? Like you said that the NWA movie needed like parts in like a whole fucking seat, like BMF.
Right.
Like I think NWA should be a BMF series to where it's how it started, the years and years, and then how the branches grew from it. Do you think that?
Yeah, absolutely, because there was more parts to it. Like I was saying, Dre was an intricate part, man. He was the Quincy. But Easy E put up that motherfucking hustle money. Lonzo is an important part. Yeah, you got to mention Lonzo, man. But at the same time, You know, he was balling on some other shit. And then Easy come from the street, Kelly Park Crib, and doing his shit. And he seen something different. See, you got to be a real tactician to be able to see something. You know, they put people in wars to be tactician to see, and they put frontline soldiers. He was a frontline soldier that said, okay, we can put this together. And what suppression we come from, I'm going to do this and talk about it. And he put up his hustle money. None of this shit wouldn't make sense if Eric Wright didn't put up his hustle money. Niggas just would be dope.
He did that.
But he put up his hustle money. So, you know, going back to that, you know, and you can relate to this, it's like you gotta know, man, the streets run this shit, bro. The streets run this shit. Only corporate and motherfuckers got to us because we from the streets. Look at you. You from the streets. Your father, a real hustler from the streets. The streets will always run this shit. And we got out of that. But we getting back into that. Because there's a lot of people in the pen and the pinta in the streets that are very fucking intelligent.
So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you one more question? But just that way, you know what I mean? That real harmony to the game. So after y'all came out, you know, you got Bone Thugs come out, you got Ja Rule come out, you got 50 Cent come out harmonizing. To up to date, you got Drake and them harmonizing, Lil Uzi Vert, you got everybody harmonizing. Do you feel proud that y'all created a wave that elevated, like with the like Roger and Zapp shit, when it went from just blowing in and playing the shit to where it's now auto-tune and T-Pain doing it, you know what I mean? And rap is doing the T-Pain shit and rapping at the same time. Like, how do you feel about the new era of the G-Funk? You feel me?
Man, it's cool. It's cool, but you got to give respect to the architects.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything happens organically. We can try to plan things, but if you tell the universe your plans, the universe will laugh at you. Everything happened, whether good or bad, ugly, it happened for a reason. And I thank God, the Most High, universe, that, you know, I'm able to learn from the darkness, because you can light a little spark of a candle in immense darkness and you can see it from far away. But if everything is bright, you can't see nothing. You know, things happen the way it happened. And then those that are here learn from it. And we learn from all those obstacles. It's the reason why you're in the position you are, brother, because you learn from obstacles. People come in your life and they be like faces in the hallway in high school, and you move on. You know, everything is supposed to evolve. Movement is medicine. Space is growing. Everything is frequency, energy, and vibration. You know what I'm saying? And we learn that. You can have knowledge all day, but you could be an intelligent idiot without wisdom. Wisdom teaches you. Wisdom is its own life gospel. So what we learn from our peers, as well as being icons and participant itself, is to go ahead and translate all that over and hand that baton down to a younger generation. That's tribal. That's mystic. We were always like that. But the internet came in, and those that created the internet, some of those people backed out because they knew how horrible subjective imagery was in their brain. It's just like driving down the street, you ain't hungry. You see a big ass bulletin of a juicy burger, but your mouth start watering. It's called programming. We have to deprogram ourselves now. In these conversations, I thank you, Yuck Mouth, for letting us do this. I know the homies ain't barely say some win, but these type of things bring up debate, to bring up more debate, to bring up more debate, so you can get the proper answer.
Yeah, it's about sparking conversation, man.
You know,
creating a dialogue.
So with this younger generation of G-Funk, going back, I haven't forgot the question. The younger G-Funk, it's good. But see, you can't have the body without having the brain. You just a shell then. We want the youngsters to know there's a brain, there's a heart, there's lungs, there's a liver. And if you understand the whole body, then you understand what it meant to people for us to pave the way for people, just like our ancestors did, brother. We have to think the same way. We know better. And if you know better, you do what?
You
better.
do
You
better.
automatically do better.
If you kind of understand. So where they taking it, it's a good thing. You know, I have a daughter myself and I have children, and I want them to take it farther than I ever took it. But we have to be able to tell them the proper bullet points so that they can, ground their feet, because life will shock their ass if they don't know the whole truth. Nothing but the truth, bro. And that comes through our experiences. That's the only way we able to tell it.
What about the
You feel me?
people who didn't grow up perhaps without a strong family structure and they're vibrating on much lower frequencies? How can they rise their frequency to even begin to create that way?
Well, not everybody gonna do that. Going back in nature, all sperm cells don't get to the egg. Sorry.
Survival of the fittest.
But if those that are able to do, it's able because they're able to pick up on love, and love is the highest vibration in the universe, period. So when I'm out here sprinkling them with these things, I have to lead by example, not just a sample. We have to lead by example. If you say who you are, who you are, lead by example.
Yes. Well, that's why my favorite verse is fear is not of the spirit of God, but only love, power, and a sound mind.
And me and Yuck Mouth, we always having stuff back and forth. But I love that crazy motherfucker. I love him to life. I be careful with my words. I don't love him to death. I love him to life.
Hey, bro, come on, man. We on the podcast. I will never debate you in real life on this shit. We on the podcast. So when niggas like Vlad TV, they get people like you and me, and they ask us about our criminal activity and shit. That's all good. But I want to talk about history of what they did with us, and now like a problem. So I don't agree with that. I think we're too hard on our podcasters, our black entertainers, and we let the white people get away with anything they want to get away with. So when we have a little agree to disagree, and we agreed. We just had different points of view. So it wasn't really an argument. We both landed on the same page. So
I'll accept that. I receive that.
It's not even about that. This is about your flowers, your stage, and what y'all bought. It's about your legendary shit.
Right.
I was a youngster listening to Black Superman and what y'all did in the game that before I ever thought about rapping, my nigga. So it's about y'all, bro, and what y'all brought to the table that helped not only me, Kenny Kingpin, motherfucking Jamal, everybody that came up in our era. I don't know about Lady Divinity. She wasn't even you know what I mean, in the system at that time. But I'm talking about the people that was raised on that hustle music, nigga. Out there grinding, selling dope to your shit. I don't know if you thought niggas was preaching and going to church. Now we selling dope to your shit in the hood, nigga.
I know.
I assume niggas in LA was gang banging and throwing flags to your shit. So I'm speaking up for that, my nigga. Period. That's it.
I appreciate that.
Raised me, nigga. What the nigga did? Deion Sanders say, "Give my theme music." The theme music was y'all, nigga. When we was hustling on the block, it was y'all. Sorry about that. You can't
don't be sorry for that, man.
You can't change
I respect that.
It is what it is. Period.
I respect that because I never wanted to be the soundtrack of anybody's life.
You are. You was.
I just wanted to do good music.
You was.
And tell them about what cloth we come from and the funk that influenced us, man. I don't take good with compliments. I tell my boy Fats all the time. You know what I'm talking about. I don't take good with compliments because I'm hella regular. There's people that I see in the mall, or you can relate to this and be, but I was like, man, the rich man, poor man grave is the same. And I like to inspire people. I can't tell nobody no erroneous things about anything else.
We love you, bro. We love you. Y'all OGs, nigga. Eazy-E, NWA, nigga. Code 187, nigga.
Yeah.
You,
Go Mac.
Go Mac, nigga. Laylaw, nigga. All y'all. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Y'all the legacy of this gangster shit. It wouldn't be no gangster hip hop if it wasn't for y'all, bro. Like, let's stop being modest with this shit, man. Like, yo, salute.
I
Fucking
appreciate
salute.
that.
And then not only
Yeah,
gangsta
I
hip hop,
appreciate
the
that
G
on my
funk,
mama.
the G funk, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like,
But-
y'all the ultimate, bro. So I'm gonna give you your flowers, and I'm sorry if I got out of pocket. My bag. I'm
Nah,
over.
don't say sorry, man. We passed that. You my little bro.
Yeah, I'm
my
over
nigga.
excited to interview the OG.
Yeah.
My bag, bro.
Motherfuckers can't figure it. Why
So-
niggas so ignorant?
I was ignorant, right? Like a motherfucker. So from this point on, from the interview, I'm gonna get off the stage, and I want to let everybody know thank you for having, thank you for having Kokane. Thank you, everybody in the building. I remember get out the building. I'm gonna let y'all talk, man. This is a motherfucking Kushboys takeover. You know what I mean? Shout out to Maul. Shout out to Kenny Kingpin for filling in. Shout out to the lovely Lady Divinity. Shout out to the whole Coin Academy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kokane for even showing up and showing out. So I'm going to exit myself. I'm just going to be in the backstage chilling. And man, thank you, man. I apologize.
Guess what?
My bag, y'all.
I'm going to tell you like my boy Derek. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I love you.
Yeah, more love.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, don't let the cat get y'all tongue. What's happening with you?
Oh no, we just wait. We can't hear him, so I'm going off her headphones.
Right.
We didn't want to overtalk anybody.
But
so
that was good. That was
good.
and
I was letting y'all conversation take its course.
That was good.
Y'all had some good content.
That was
good.
We can build an understanding.
No, but what was profound, Coca, is what you said. The programming with us,
right?
And we're very, very hypersensitive, emotionally impulse,
right?
And see, the number one addiction today is no longer the controlled substance,
right?
It's attention.
It's attention.
It's attention.
Oh.
So social media and its algorithms and applications have effect that a lot of us don't even understand. So if 12 of us decided to come in a room to try to have a meeting or a conversation, somebody will step on somebody's Louis Vuitton shoe or something through the door, and we got to fight before we can even sit down and come up with something amicable.
Right.
Rather we all agree or not agree that we can have a unified voice, and that's what we don't have.
Right. But tonight we showed that.
Oh no! Tonight was beautiful.
We showed that.
No, tonight was beautiful.
I applaud
that. For
sure.
sure.
I knew the resolutions would come. Yeah, I know that wasn't the first.
We showing people that hey,
that was the example.
I'm about to leave. That's the lowest vibration things we could do.
Patience.
Raise that vibration, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Letting the ego go.
Yeah. We gotta squeeze out our ego.
Yeah. Letting the ego go.
And tonight, not just promoting stuff. I thank the universe for this. This needed to happen because it encourages other people, other podcasts to do the same thing. Don't be afraid to have debate. You can respectfully disagree to agree. And we come from a place to where, hey man, we the modern day preachers, man. They can go to hood motherfuckers, excuse my language, hood brothers. Then they can go to their own TD Jakes to hang with at those parties. And I'm not passing judgment on them. I mean, this is real, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to learn how to respectfully disagree to agree, whether we because all this is coming from him, and I can tell. You, me, her, Kenny, it's called passion. We got to have passion, man.
That part.
So
it got to be fueled by passion. That's what keep it going. If you don't have passion, you're gonna burn out early. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it through the skull drag.
Right.
Talk about your tour. You got a tour coming up, Coca?
Oh, let's get back to the music, man.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, just waiting for
Yeah. I got an upcoming thing that just fell on my lap. Shout out to Gary Snyder Jr., who's junior of Gary Snyder's senior, who was an intricate part of Parliament. You know what I mean? And that's an honor because I dreamed of working with some cats in Parliament. Also have Fishbone, for those that don't know, playing behind me. We got a show in Viva Las Vegas, April 26th.
Oh, that's big.
And
congratulations.
Yeah, and we plan to do more spot dates. We're working on that. I won't let the cat out the bag. but that's right up my alley. You know what I mean? Because that's a different frequency when it comes to soul
You got the
music
fishbone
and
behind you
Or
too.
would.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
So
cool.
that's what I wanted, you know, because Dr. Kokenstein is really a clone of Dr. Funkenstein.
Mhm.
It's that tribal pecking order again. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing funk to the table. Sorry, you're not
Again,
using.
when can the people and where can the people get this
Well,
trilogy?
what makes this, I call it special, and that's my humble opinion. What makes this album special is that you can't get it on the Spotify,
Mhm.
Apple, none of that. You can only get this exclusively on my site at www.buddyboymusic.com. That's www.music.com. And that way it's more of an intimate type of thing.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
everybody can make an account and subscribe to the channel.
And I
But-
like the jewel, the cassette,
Yeah.
the original cassette feel.
Yeah.
Let's show them the whole thing now.
Yeah, it's right here.
how you got
We
the
also
original
have
cassette.
merch, vinyl, and we also have CDs
And this
too.
opens up to be a USB, which I think is
Yeah.
brilliant branding, good.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
when
Like
you
cassette
see it,
tapes.
when you
Oh,
see it,
that's
Kenny,
cool.
Yeah.
It's a USB and
Yeah.
a cassette tape.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was about to ask you, how are we going to listen to this without this cassette?
Oh no, but
a
it's the
USB.
nostalgia of the cassette tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
again.
For sure.
So cool.
And we also,
Love
when you
that.
see it, I didn't want to let it out because people ear hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let it out now. We actually have a collector's box. It's like a Pandora's collector's box that the CD sit in, and the QR code is in the back. It's a collector's box.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So the project, we really wanted to mirror Parliament, but do it in a 2024 twist, though. You know what I
I
mean?
like that. I like that.
It's dope.
2024.
Yeah. So this is out everywhere. You can go to my site at www.buddyboymusic.com. And, we will, to play the devil's advocate, we will use the social network. I'm not bashing them totally.
Mhm.
You can use them instead of them wholeheartedly using you, but I use them. I put out singles. I got a next single coming out with Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube.
Salute to-
And it has a
salute
lot
to
of
the
people on the
Cube.
project. Even my boy right here, who's my management. He's producing on the album. His name is Derek Fat Rat Thomas, doing his thing.
Fat Rat D.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And that's what it's all about. So all I'm saying is, the universe is putting this together, and we out here doing our thing more than Republicans and Democrats. Man, meeting good folks like yourself or people that we know is like a homecoming, because we want everybody to be a part of this adventure. This is real music. It's music with substance. I see you, Caviar. Music with substance. I see you, Drew. You know what I mean? And we want everybody
Have you been here? Huh?
to get a part of it, because I'm gonna tell you something that's very instrumental in empowerment and our economy. When people pay to go to concerts, or people pay for your material, it helps the economy amongst the culture. You understand? It wasn't nothing like going to a warehouse. Shout out to Violet Brown, my godmother to my kids.
Shout out to Violet.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that exchange,
Mhm.
Now we want to get back to that, because like Inspector 12, why fix it if it was never broke? You understand? So,
Mhm.
That way it's more of an intimate, personal level when
Making it tangible again.
Yeah, and
I
it's
feel you.
like it's crazy how you could do 1 billion streams but only get like 40 something thousand. And if I sell 10,000 units time 100, which one road do you want to choose?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't overnight. We had to build. We had to think different. And that's what we did. Me and my family thought different. We want to be able to really reap the benefits for the fruits that we really
Thinking outside
labor
of the
for.
box.
Inshallah.
Direct to Kazuma.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So come to my site, and it'd be grateful if, you could put the site up there and all that shit.
Support.
Like I said, it has the nostalgia of the cassettes, because we we grew up in there. We loved cassettes. We used to take a cassette in 83 and 84, put it next to another, little beatbox, and that was our shit. Starting in the
mixes.
garage. So now we want to bring it back home to that.
I like that.
And we have CDs, merchandise, accessories. We also have a vinyl. So that way, when you in the morning eating your cereal, we used to like to read the cereal box. You can read who did that. Man, ain't nothing like
that was an
anything
experience.
that is
Tangible.
tangible.
Yeah, and it's an experience.
Yeah. So
Reading the credits, seeing who played what.
yeah.
So before we get out of here, we got to do the top 5, your top 5 favorite things. Who wants to start?
Go ahead.
Top 5.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Okay, so I want to know what your top 5 favorite collabs are. Since you are the number 1 remixed rapper on the planet, who is your top 5 best remixes or your favorite
Remixes or features?
Collab. It could be both. It could
That's
be collabs,
thousands.
remixes. Okay,
Thousands.
name 5. Your top 5 favorite ones.
Easy, Above the Law, Dre, and Snoop and Nipsey Hussle. Because, a lot of people don't know, as far as the artists, me and Snoop done the most features with each other. You know what I mean?
Most collaboration.
So, through the good, the bad, and the ugly, I got to mention him because I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator.
Is it in an order or is it just your...
It's no particular order, but you would have to give me at least 50, baby.
Right?
You understand? It's a lot of shit. Like... Jay Dilla, Tupac, Mac Dre from the Bay. Mac Dre was my ninja. You know what I mean? E40, Too Short, nigga. I was on this show. Shout out to Too Short. We did like 3 songs. Nigga, that's Pimp Shit, Nancy, and he did something on the Mr. Kane. So, I mean, it's a lot of people. I tend to say those that are gone. I did something with Prodigy and Alchemist. It's like the last letter. And when you hear that song from Prodigy, it's like the last letter. So those that have passed on, I tend to like really, really promote the Jacka, this stuff with him, Nipsey. It's just, it's surreal. Are you in the
Guinness Book of World Records?
No, not yet. We itching towards that because there was no such thing as the most featured artist. But I'm safe to say it's 99 million results, and we will get to that. You know what I mean? But, for people that don't understand, I only put out 1,003 because I didn't want to jack myself off with a pee-pee bag. You understand? When nobody really meeting. But it's like, put it like this. It's thousands of features that you can actually look up. And so we encourage everybody to look up the facts. You know what I mean?
Over 4,300.
That's what they say.
I thought he's gonna say 43, and I was like, even that's a lot.
Yeah,
over 4,300.
Over 40. Nobody else. We don't like to lie.
I wasn't expecting that.
That's a lot of.
We don't like to lie to kick it. Primarily, the reason why I found out I was on more features because I had to clean up my business. My business was everywhere. Wasn't the right publishing and percentages. People who really down in your corner when you go check your publishing.
Exactly.
And then you'll be like, oh.
And that's when you know. That's when you know who you doing.
Motherfuckers say, "I'm down with you." Yeah,
that's when you know who and what you're doing business with.
When you check that administration, you say, "You really ain't down with me." Cause
my top 5 is this. My top 5 question is this, Coca. Top 5 producers.
Dr. Dre.
Code 187, Dr. Dre.
Man,
it's hard. I'm gonna go back to the old school.
Okay.
Because that's where it started. I like DJ Silk. We started Street Institute. He's an aftermath producer. It's too many.
That's 3.
It's too many.
Quick.
I mean, Quick. I never did too much business with Quick until we got to the Sugar Free, and I did the high heels up and down and up and down the track. Quick is one of them. Most definitely.
What about BC?
Rick Rock.
Okay.
Rick Rock,
I like Rick Rock.
Battle Cat.
Battle Cat BC.
Absolutely. BC Powder. Mr. Kevin Gilliam. Hey, Gilliam.
Okay. That's it.
What
But
about East Coast producers?
There's I like the Bomb Squad. I like
Easy
Pete
Mo
Rock.
Timbaland, you gotta say Timbaland.
Yeah, Pete Rock.
Easy Mo
Easy Mo
Swiss
B.
Beats.
Swiss Beach, because we did Everywhere I Go. Man, he had that shit cracking. I like DJ Premier.
Yeah, Premier
For
Queen.
sure.
And I mixed it up even with Wyclef. That's my guy. They used to come out on the road. I did a couple of dates with him, Nas, and back in the early days. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah. But I'm gonna see this interview and say, man, why I forgot whoop-de whoop.
Oh yeah, there's so
But
many.
there's about 100 artists. You know what I'm saying? I got my peoples in the building. Caviar, he been with me for a minute.
I mean, the technician.
You know what I'm saying? He started with us in the
Caviar, the
1990s.
specialist.
Yeah. Cuzzo started with us in the 90s doing this thing. And then, of course, if I go through the 2000s, Superfly, Jelly Roll, Bread Wreck, Scott Storch, who actually did the Dre beat. And then if I go later, of course, you know, even my people's in here, you know, Bad Red did something on the new Dr. Coker stuff. Just a lot of people, you know, and please don't get butthurt if I don't say your name. I can't remember every goddamn GOT date AM names on this shit. So you know what I mean? It's just a correlation.
Well, we got
of
3
good-ass
albums worth
music.
right here. Again, we're coming back to promote this. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Yeah.
lot of cocoa. You know what
Can
I'm saying?
I get a top five?
So I'm definitely on this right
Can I-
here. For sure.
Can I get a top five? Can I tap back in?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, yep, come back in for the top 5.
Okay.
Hey man, I have real debate. I just came to talk shit. You know, it ain't nothing. It ain't a good podcast without a debate. Top 5 Laker players, dead or alive.
Top 5 what?
Laker players. Top 5 Lakers.
Oh shit. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Michael Cooper, who invented the alley-oop, nigga. Yeah.
We trying to overlook the coop, huh?
Hey,
Michael Coop had the big ass socks on, young mouth.
Hold on, man. You can't overlook goddamn Meta World Peace. He came out there and helped Kobe get it.
Nah, but see, I'm from the younger generation.
That
Jamal
nigga started saying
Wilkes.
the Meta World Peace at the Lakers. That
Y'all know
nigga
what I'm
name
talking
was
about.
Yeah.
Jamal Wilkes, Norman Nixon, Norman.
Norman Nixon. You gotta give it up to, and then George.
Yeah.
George.
And then AC Green. You
AC
understand me?
Green.
Yeah.
But you gotta give it up to Laker with the most rings, Horace Grant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. You dirty dog.
Yeah, all right, fuck it. I'm done. Good shit, man.
When I see you, man, we gonna pop some of them shrooms, goddamn it, so I can get on your motherfucking level, my nigga. I know Go gave me a little bit of them Hershey bars. I was like, Nick. But look, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. We was here the other day. Go Mac was like, I had 3 Modelo's yolk in my hand. The nigga said, man, put that empty cans in the trash can. I like, what are you talking about? He said, put the empty cans in the trash can, P. I said, these niggas, he felt the can and it was full, nigga. I'm like, nigga, you high as fuck, nigga. But you know what? I love you, man, like cook oxtails. When you get back,
Can I
we
ask you
long
one more?
overdue to do some music. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you one more?
Yes, sir.
Jordan or LeBron?
Michael Jordan, man.
All right,
Really?
cool.
Really? Can I
You're
say
working
something?
with me, my nigga. I love you. Thank you.
Can I say something? Before Michael Jordan, Dr. J, homie.
Jordan, thank you.
Yeah. Much love, my nigga. Silence. That's my monkey noise.
I could keep going, man. If they don't want to go, man, check this out, Kokane. We got the Young My 5 on the 5. She did her questions. I did my questions. What's next? Like you got the album up for sale right now. You got the $100. They could go to the website.
It's 120 now. It's almost 4 hours.
Oh shit. Okay, 120. You know what I mean? I said I should have 200 if I was you. But anyway, 120 for the UWAP. You know what I mean? Do you got like you got an album release party coming somewhere, like where they could just come and get like some live like show and a live merch or something and buy the album live? Like, are you having like a rollout for this album to where people could tap in with you in different states?
Yeah, the rollout has been here. We doing one, and we doing 4 of them. We doing LA, Sacramento, New York, and I stay up in Washington. We doing Seattle, Tacoma. So we'll be up there, man, just letting everybody know what it is with Kokane, and the response has been good, man. I'm gratitude. I mean,
them videos are fucking amazing, bro.
Thanks,
I
Shane.
swear to God, you next level. You on some whole other shit, bro. I'm telling you, I'm so amped up. You know what I mean? Especially when you and Sugar Free came together. That y'all motherfuckers, y'all should have been did that.
That was calling penguin pussy, man. I ain't calling seal dick, calling polar bear balls.
And y'all bought the funk back. Did y'all have live instrumentation on the album?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, P is an alien. I'm an alien. When we get together, we motherfucking Anunnakis and shit. We did our thing, man.
Y'all did y'all motherfucking thing, man. Say that again. Y'all, when we getting to part 2? When we getting to part 2?
We cool. We doing it, putting it together. He working on this project called Mr. Peabody, and of course I'm pushing the Dr. Kokenstein. Came out on March 10th, my birthday. I'm a Pisces, you know what I mean? So we just, you know,
we on Kokenstein right now. We on Kokenstein.
We on the Funkin' Adventures of Dr. Kokenstein.
Yeah,
that's
we on
all.
Kokenstein, man. Period.
Yeah. And also, man, my daughter, man, was the most important to me. Yeah.
I heard you speak on her. What do she do? Does she produce or does she sing or does she
sing, produce? She sing, produce, and rap. She has a cutout called Karma Can Be with a video. You spell her name AANISAHLONG. And on rock stages, did songs with you, George Clinton, Bootsy Collins, Cameo. I did shit with Dre, and even Puff Daddy, and Snoop, and your Who's Who, your Busta Rhymes. But ain't nothing like seeing your kids on stage, my nigga. That just put it like this: it hit different. You feel me? You know, and she's coming out with her project. She's in her 20s, doing her thing. Shout out to my daughter and niece and all my children, wifey. And she doing her thing, man. And I'm proud because, you know, she come from musical royalty from my grandfather to myself, and to be able to hand the baton down on, you know, to her, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. I've been molding her since she was 12, and I refused to put out an album on her, Yuck, and you can relate to this because I wanted to understand the brutal side of the game as opposed to just the curtains opening. And she, you know, absorbed that, and now it's a beautiful thing when she come back to me, P, and she say, "Dad, I respect and understand what you was doing." I had to go in the room to crack an alligator tear, man, because that's most important to me is my family, man. You know, family is most important. It allowed me to ground my wires, so, you know, ground my feet so life don't shock my ass. And her single is out right now. Like I said, her name is AANISAHLONG, and she has a cutout called Karma Could Be, and we about to put out her project too real soon. So I'm happy about that. I'm in a good place of call it elderism. You know what I'm saying? And you know that keeps me humble, my nigga. Real talk.
What is like passing the torch to your children though, man? My son rap a little bit, you know what I mean? I see this little dude on stage, but you passing the torch and not only See, my son do his own music. I ain't got nothing with him. You're actually
Right.
doing music with your daughter. Like, what's the vibe in the studio with you and her? Is it like an old man against a young woman, or y'all just click? Like, how's that demographic as far as
Well, it used to be.
beats and
She
whatever?
used to come in the studio, Yuck, and be like, Dad, why don't put an album out? She actually used to have tears, but I knew ahead what was going on, and I wouldn't do it. But I would always bait her on certain projects throughout the years because I don't believe it's cool to throw your artist, especially if it's your family, because they go through a lot of shit trying to match, who's ever successful, had that star power. And kids go through a lot of depression when it comes to that. So I wanted to make sure, is this what you really want to do? And sometimes you got to fall in love with patience to understand if it's going to open up that door. And she fell in love with that patience, and she's still here. She went through her trials and tribulations and her pain, and able to put pain on paper. Now she's ready, and she's 1 out of 8. Me and wifey had 8 children, 4 boys, 4 girls. Our first
Oh,
boys
wow.
was twins.
You have 4 boys and 4 girls? Oh,
Yes,
that's
sir.
immaculate.
By one woman, no.
8 is enough, nigga. 8 is enough. Remember that show?
8 is enough.
I swear to God, 8 is enough, nigga.
Yeah, enough,
Real,
right?
in real life.
Yeah, so it's about working with her. And then also, outside of our daughter, we're also interested in other upcoming acts that we would love to funnel through the pipeline. I ain't gonna really expose it yet. It's gonna expose itself if people really follow the breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. We're a family orientated business. My daughter had to earn her stripes. She was 12 years old. Her first project was being on Starbucks. It helped make millions of dollars for well pumps. And she had a song. It's like, all we want to do is just live. She had that on her project. So also I want to spew out the humanitarian side and the community side, because that's what we all hear. The community buy our records, man, where we come from. So we have a moral compass and moral obligation to go ahead and give back. And I want her to experience that. And she gives, she talks to young girls and all kind of stuff. And that's what makes the whole complete package. Not just your gift, because it's a lot of people with gifts that's assholes that you can't work with. But, it's a blessing, Yuck, Kenny, Fly Girl, my guy, to be able to see your kids. Man, ain't nothing like it. Sometimes I can't even put words to it. Straight face. Well, yeah.
No. I ain't gonna leave an eerie silence because they only hear, they can't hear us on the microphone.
But you know what it's like, man. You
That's
got
a blessing, bro. That's a blessing.
You, brother.
And the fruit don't fall too far from the tree, bro. So that's just, you raising a musician. Like your father was a musician. He raised you, and it's like the same, the cycle is going on. It's generational. You know what I mean? It's like your father, it's you're doing to the daughter. It's dope, and I assume she's gonna do it to her siblings when that comes. So
thank you. But I'm glad my daughter don't. No, I don't have to take off my clothes to be sexy, young, sexy, or intelligent. I can still keep on my clothes and get my point across. So that's what I love. You understand me?
Intelligence,
That's some real shit. Yeah.
Right. Well, hey man, thank you, bro. We ain't trying to keep you for 1,000 hours. You've been on this motherfucker for 2 hours straight, bro. Thank you for pulling up on Smoke a Lot Radio. Dr. Funkenstein, let them know where to get it at the website, where they go get the album right now. Say the website again, because I'm going tonight. I'm getting it.
Thank you, brother.
I just need that motherfucking carbon copy of that CD, that cassette tape with the ooh-wop, the fold out, the transformer, more than meets the eye. Bam! Put that USB up in a Porsche and do my 1-2 and groove. Now I mean on that Dr. Funkenstein. So let the people know, Smoke a Lot Nation, where they could get that Dr. Funkenstein, the website right now, my brethren.
You could get it at www.buddyboymusic.com. That's www.bud is in Eric BOY music.com. Most importantly, make sure you make an account and subscribe to my channel so that way we can always keep you current with the Buddy Boy artists, what's going on with the familia, and all that good stuff. You'll be the first one. We also have discounts on cyber days and all Black Fridays and different other things. We want to build an intimate relationship worldwide with the people that's able to not go through a bunch of extras, but come directly to me. And nothing most important to me than direct marketing. So come to our site. That's www. No, she said Buddy Boy. No, that's my middle name. But we now the significance of Buddy Boy. The reason why we spell it BUDEBOY.com because I left the E in there for Easy E. You understand me?
That part. Okay.
You know, because I learned from him. You know, and I'm not going to say I didn't. So I left it in there. So it's spelled BUDE as in Eric BOY music.com. And come to the source, you know what I mean? And everybody else know what I do. Kenny, you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this on La Cienega Centinela.
You cook, man. You're a chef, man. You're a chef,
If anybody
man.
need, I'm constantly doing hooks still. So make sure your breadcrumbs is right. I'm gonna get you tight.
Guys,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for
Man,
coming.
appreciate
on
having your time.
Thank you, Coca.
Man, you're
Sharing the history with us,
amazing
sharing,
show.
dropping the jewels.
A lot of
You know
wisdom.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Appreciate you doing that, man. You gave us a lot of jewels, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of for the young up and coming artists, a lot of roadmap for their journey. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate that, man. And you gave us some insight as well.
Right.
So as you always do.
Man,
We
come
appreciate
on.
your spirit, man. We appreciate your time.
We go back to the music machine.
Oh,
and
man.
What was that thing we used to get played on?
The box.
The box. We come from the box
man,
era.
The box era, man. K-Day, really.
Yeah, man.
You know
so I appreciate the smoke a lot. You know what I'm saying? I love you like cook oxtails. You know what I'm saying? Yuck Mouth and everybody up in here. And let's create our own atmosphere. It's much more than meets the pie, you know, than to this West Coast shit. And we need to get together and tell some of these promoters, knock down the divisions a little bit because, you know, seeing the same people, ain't nothing wrong with that, but there's much more to this West Coast pie. And, you know, I'm coming back here to let them know I'm outside. I did a lot for my coast. I'm not complaining, but recognize and recognize what cocaine means to the West Coast and to the world right now. And some of the promoters need to just wise up and wake up because half the people they book, I got songs with them. So I don't need to be getting played ding dong ditch and amnesia no more. Real talking, I'm not mad at nobody, but cocaine is here. I'm still here, relevant, doing my thing. And if they don't wake up, you know, I got enough money to do it myself, God damn it. In a real way.
They waking up, bro.
Oh,
they waking up.
Well, speaking of shows, I got a show that I'm working on right now that's going to be a super cool like players ball for the players with Sugar Free, and we got some more special guests, Tay Diggs, and there's more coming. It's a mansion party. It's going to be in Hollywood Hills. It's on April 27th, so save the date. Working on it with my business partner Shauna Strong. So
congratulations.
Just follow me on Instagram, ladydivinity.com too. You can go on my website or you can just follow me, Lady Divinity, with all eyes on every platform. LADYDIVINITI.
We had a new single right now, Friends in High Places, Kushboys. You can find that on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, and others, Amazon and all.
As Kenny just said, the single Friends in High Places featuring Brother Raheem. Shout out to Brother Raheem. Shout out to Rhythm D who produced it.
Shit.
It's fly, you know, high vibrations. You can follow me at Kushboys or at Meezy Worldwide, MEEZY Worldwide, WORLDWIDE.
You
Peace
also,
and gratitude.
Peace. And you can also find my single Always Up on all platforms.
Always up.
You can find me at Kenny
Always
Kingpin. Everything. Twitter, Kenny Kingpin. Instagram, Kenny Kingpin. Everything, Kenny Kingpin.
Oh, I forgot. We are looking for sponsors and also vendors too. So if you want to have your business at our mansion party.
Hey. We need sponsors.
That day for the mansion party again.
Fuck you talking about the mansion party
27th.
sponsors.
Hello.
I'm interrupting all of that shit. What are you talking about?
On my
Fuck
Instagram.
your mansion party. We need
He's like,
Collabs Radio, the actual podcast she worked for.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about, man. Anyway, don't be doing it like that,
Hey,
man.
check this out.
I'm always the interrupter, man. Do not make this a whole podcast about your goddamn show that you ain't never booked me on in the first place.
Yeah.
Why ain't never like you done booked all these shows?
I already
We would talk later.
Well, we gonna get to the positive energy. Let me interrupt. Y'all make sure y'all get those sponsor dollars ready for Smoke Out. You feel what I'm saying? I kind of like pause this shit. But man, that's most importantly. Everybody got to pay bills. Smoke a Lot Radio is a staple. And I will say this, man. He been doing this podcast thing long before a lot of people was. So we're gonna recognize it. We're gonna keep it positive.
The Smoke a Lot Radio.
And Smoke a Lot Radio is the business.
Yeah, but I've also worked on Smoke a Lot Radio too. So I don't know why that conversation is happening right now. But yeah, go on the website, smokealotradio.com. You can see how you can sponsor on there.
Yeah. And that's what it is, man. You feel me? Like
hey, we're gonna end this shit, man. Thanks. Another episode of Smoke a Lot Radio, man. Thanks to the Kushboys. Yeah. Thanks to Lady Divinity, and thanks to Coca Leaf, man.
One thing I gotta give love to is my boy Drewski.
Oh, Drew in the building. All the Kushboys in the building.
I love him, man. We be sharing some frequencies, energies together. He's a pillar of humanity. And I love the brother. I love you too. Everything Kushboys doing, Smoke a Lot. It's just a beautiful thing, man. These brands up in here is incredible. And much love to all the brands up in here. Straight up.
Shout out the world famous Coin Academy. Shout out to Idris. Everybody on the Wheels of Steel, man. Shout out A Boogie. Shout out Go Mac with the sack. Rest in peace to Layla.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out Macca for the record. Man, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Kokane for coming tonight, man. Thank you, my brethren. I did not try to be you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta say it twice, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Man. And appreciate the Kushboys and appreciate Lady Divinity, man. We are out this motherfucker.
Down business.
Everybody that tapped in. Thank you. Everybody, we love y'all and appreciate everybody. Kushboy Takeover, Lady Divinity Takeover. Salute the motherfucking network. He on the road. I'm on the road. And we see y'all next week. Smoke a Lot Radio. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yada da. Oh, bye-bye.